Hey,
Don't be bitching me out when I ask you for that information.
I won't.
You're all fucking mad.
I won't. I will.
Yeah, oh well.
I said I will.
No, I said, oh well.
Ooh.
You got cigarettes?
Yeah.
I don't even care that quick. Look me in the eye. See you.
Hello. Grand Rising. Or grand evening. I don't know. Of course, I try to come live. It's just usually later because
Is this your class?
I have classes and
Oh, no.
I'm a night person. I work third shift.
She's lying.
Yeah. You're lying.
Is it your class?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Been posted since this morning.
You said that you were,
Uh-oh. Let's see if I can get a couple people up here. I know I would like for Sloan to go ahead and come on up. I'm sure she's not in here. But I would appreciate it if she would just come on up. And anybody want to come up? Anybody have any questions, specific questions?
This is not your class, bro. You just lied.
Can you close the door because I'm gonna go live, and it's a lot of noise.
What was it?
Oh, hi. How are
Hi,
you?
how are you?
I'm good. I've been following you for a while, and it came up on my For You page, and I've attended a lot of your lives, which I love. Just by the way,
Thank
and
you.
I learned a lot from you. I'm kind of like still taken back. But I was the one that asked about the 9/8 trust. For because I opened up my trust, my revocable trust under 9/8. Now I'm at the point of figuring out the process through the post office, and I actually listened to that video on your Telegram with Patrick. I listened to that today, which another shocker. So it feels like the more like I'm looking and reading, the more it's just like it's a lot. So
It is a lot.
I guess my question is like now that I have, my trust set up and the 9/8 set up, irrevocable trust, going through the EPS process. I know you said that you don't do one-on-ones, but you're going to do like a group of 4 or 5, because you go to school and, everything that you have going on in your life. I wanted to know um, when would you would be doing one of those classes again so I could go ahead and learn from you. I mean, I've been reading, um, but it's a
So
lot to take in.
right now on my bio, I have a spot where you can actually go and set up like a
Mhm.
time, um,
Okay.
and you can like make a donation or whatever, however you want to do that. But
Obviously, yes.
um, I'm gonna be doing a lot less, so it'll be like I'll be doing probably like just classes. But like as you go through the process,
Uh-huh.
you, you won't really be needing my help once you get to like a certain point because they're gonna step in. The postal service will. They're gonna step in
Okay.
and they're gonna start doing this stuff. Like now, I'm at the point where I talked to them again today, and I was like, "Hey, look, the guy that I had been talking to from Washington, the
Uh-huh.
postmaster, he said that he was gonna have to get me in contact with the legal department, and we were gonna have to go through that."
Uh-huh.
Um, and he contacted me again yesterday or today and said that he had gotten like figured out where I needed to kind of go with the route that I'm going with this,
Uh huh.
because I plan on using the silver assets, the the real property to fund it.
I see. Okay.
Instead of creating more credits, like I want to use actual real property to fund my trust.
Okay.
Silver is, from what I'm hearing, silver is everything.
Okay. I've heard that too as well. And I just don't know. Like they say, you could buy silver with land, but you know,
You can buy
how do you?
land with silver, yes.
Yeah, but how do you actually do
Well, that's
that? You
how
know.
the original land patents that were, maybe all of them, I'm not sure exactly,
Uh huh.
but the land patents that they gave 10 pieces of silver for their land.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that's how the original ones were done. So yes, I know that it can be done. And actually,
Okay.
Sloan last night said she paid 27, I think, 27 pieces of silver for her land.
Oh wow. Okay. I missed that. Okay. And then so like and then I've been going to my local post office like where I live, and I'm able to get, I asked for the Red Fox stamps and nobody has them. And a lot of them are like, I don't even know what that is. What value does it hold?
Oh,
They're asking me questions, and I and I'm just like, okay.
okay, so
And
the Red Fox stamps were
uh-huh.
they were made back in 1998.
Okay.
So that's why they're not you're not going to find them in a post office. You're
Oh,
going to have to find
okay.
them online, and they're
Okay.
expensive.
Do you buy them at the postoffice.com, or do you have to go like somewhere else to buy
No,
them?
you have to go somewhere else, but be aware that there are people who create fake stamps.
Oh, okay.
And they have like it's what's called intelligent mail barcode readers,
Mhm.
and it can tell like they put specific things in these stamps, like specifically the Red Fox stamp. If you look in the top left, like by its paw,
Uh-huh.
it says USPS in there. Like you can take a magnifying
Ah,
glass and actually see it,
And this is Red Fox.
okay.
Okay.
Is
and it
it
says Red Fox on
value?
the inside.
Okay. Is the value a dollar, or is there a dollar amount on it, or
Either
no?
the value is $1,
Okay.
but unlike all the other stamps, the money sign has two lines going through it, and it has gold in the lettering.
I see. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, 'cause one lady at the post office, she's actually really nice. She's the one who told me they don't make those anymore. So I said, okay, thank you, I appreciate that. But like I said, I'm learning the process that you're going through because I really like the process. I would like to, deal in legal tender as well, than versus just creating credits and fictitious unlawful money, as you call it. So that's why, and like your information is, I really enjoy everything that you share. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you for answering my questions as well.
Thank you. And of course, I mean, if I don't know the answer, I'm sure somebody on the panel will. I'm not very well versed with the tax forms. When I
Uh-huh.
started this path, I myself could barely fill out the W 2 by myself. So
Under
I'm not the. I have learned and I'm getting better, but I'm not. I don't trust my competence with tax forms yet.
well, what I've learned from you so far, is you seem very well versed, and you actually, you should give yourself a lot more credit because a lot of people haven't even got that far on their own. So it's really amazing to see you go through the process, and everything that you've gone through. I've, gone through, your page and looked at all your posts, and, you're a strong woman. So it gives me a lot of confidence, to go ahead and
Oh, thank
proceed
you.
going forward with this as well. So thank
Well,
you.
on that note, on that note, I'm going to say something that sounds derogatory, but it's not meant that way because it's usually used in a negative way. It's like you've successfully stumbled your way upward, and that's cool because along the way you learn and you're getting, traction and remedy, which we're still like behind you trying to figure out the path and following your lead.
No, I just think nobody's talking. Oh.
I will say that, yeah, I think there are different ways to go about it. Different people have different processes, and different people got different remedy. The postal service is, the path that Stars on is definitely a successful process because I have not done yet. I'm in the process of engaging, but Star is not the first person I've heard who's had success with it, and there are other processes too that entail, not even authenticating a certificate. That's a whole, different world unto itself. But there are people that get the trust, file the 90C form, put everyone on notice, and then start filing 1099s, A's, and B's against anyone who's, leveraged their SS number to securitize it and, get remedy that way. So there's different ways, and Lee probably knows a few of those as well. Yeah, he was up on yesterday, so he's a good person to bring up. You might have to open up more boxes because I don't see the grid below to be able to come up.
I could draw.
Expand to 9. I guess I guess you had a little signal problem there because everyone got dropped.
Well, no, my phone keeps cutting out. Like earlier, whenever I had the class going on in the Zoom, my phone just kept dying, and it was just charging. Whenever it did that time, it was plugged up.
I had a similar problem earlier, but it's been raining cats and dogs down in NC. So Gray Man wants to come up, so if you find him, pull him up.
Okay, I'm just gonna make this very known tonight. If Sloan comes up here, we are all gonna be quiet, and I have a question to ask her because I think I got it.
Good for
or
you.
maybe I
Well, I
don't.
want to hear. I want to hear all the questions anyone has for her because she is very thorough when she answers.
Oh no, I want to hear everybody's too, but I just I was so
Well, you
close
know, the
last
woman's
night.
been through it.
Yeah, I know. She's so very well, so knowledgeable, so knowledgeable.
Yeah, I think what Star is alluding to is that the last live we had, so many people were like talking over each other that all the gems she was dropping was getting lost because everyone was like just talking over each other, like they weren't respectful of giving people the floor when they were speaking.
That drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I will yell at
Yeah,
my
because it's
phone.
like, why are you talking over her? Let her speak.
And she had just told me that I was closer than anybody has ever been to cracking this code.
That's true, though.
And I was like, why are
I
y'all
did catch that
talking
part
and
of it
not
all.
letting me? Ah! But
You got the
I
power to
wasn't
mute
going to get it
people,
last night anyways.
but you have the ability to mute people, so take the
Yeah,
liberty.
but I'm not going to really do that either. Oh, I will if it's really necessary, but
I will.
that's why I have mods for.
That drives me nuts. I'm like, if you bring nothing to this table, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, just like
That's
let
why
her
we were
talk.
taking your moment of silence.
Hey, Alana, a while ago, I was watching like a month ago one of your videos, and it was like in the wee hours. And I know you were at it, girl. You were probably doing that for like 5 hours reading stuff. And you came across a
Two.
passage, and you came across a passage in something you were reading, and I think I recorded it, and I just got to figure out where my phone it's at. But you started talking about something to the effect that, and I'm just paraphrasing, that the powers that be are not going to release a lot of money unless you have like a real humanitarian kind of initiative or intent behind it, something along that line. Does that ring a
I
bell?
do remember that. I remember what you're talking about now. I just would have to remember where I read it.
I
No,
was
I was
gonna
talking
say
about
that's not
Alana.
me. No, that I didn't. I said that.
Yeah, girl. Now you're gonna make me go to
Wait, who
like
are you
literally
talking to? Starseed or me?
You.
you, Alana, you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was confused. I was waiting for the part that sounded familiar. I don't
Yeah,
know, honestly. I've done so much reading over the past, I mean, not the past 2 weeks, but like the past 2 years that some of it sometimes groups together until you say a certain like, and I don't like using this word, but just like a certain like trigger word. And I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about. I said that on May 15th.
yeah. No, all I know is that you were obviously at it. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning. You caught me like, oh, she's on. All right, let me hear what you got to say. And you were like semi-sleepy in your reading, and you're like telling us about how you have to read things 2 or 3 times before it even sinks in sometimes. And you're like, I think what they mean is, they're not going to release the big bucks because you got to have like purpose behind it. It can't be like, hey, I want to go buy myself a Lear jet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do believe that. And I do believe that like once you do get it, that if you're like being super flashy, that they can just take it away as quickly as you got it. Well, you didn't get it quickly, but like,
Yep, exactly.
gotta be
Exactly.
moving right.
Yeah, walking a righteous path.
I read. I was reading something about that. Just
Doing
like
whatever you're doing now,
yesterday.
just like fancier.
Yeah. Yeah. But
How
also,
y'all doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, Grayman, I was in that other live with you an hour ago, and was getting a little galactic there.
Yeah. Well, today we stick with the program. I want Star to like get some of that remedy. I wish Sloan was back on here and stuff like that. But
I know.
Star, did you have an all right day? I saw you went to the postmaster and all that stuff today.
I did.
Did you go slap the shit out of him? I'm just kidding.
He's a turd. I just don't like him.
How'd you come at him? Just all sweet and everything, or you just kind
Yeah.
of did they give you the take you to the
No.
back?
Nope. He's a turd. He's never taken me to the back. I have to go a town away, and I'm gonna continue to have to. He doesn't recognize any of it. I'm thinking that like there's certain posts that don't like recognize it at all because I get like the same attitude from certain when I go, no matter how I approach it. Some of them like they just act like they've never heard of it, and like this guy was like, when I told him about the silver and stuff, he was like, I've dealt with millions of dollar contracts and I've never seen that. We don't do that anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay, so because you've never seen it, it doesn't exist?
It's just he probably just doesn't know. And I think most of that shit he's dealing with is credits anyway. You know what I mean? It's all paperwork.
And that's what, like, I feel like we should be getting the silver and the other assets, not just silver, but land and all of that stuff, and having real property instead of I mean, I want to play with credits too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm way more interested in getting the real stuff, like tangible, something I can show.
I got you.
But I feel what Sloan was saying last night too, how you take their credits and then you get your silver or your property or your whatever with that. So
I responded to you in a message, but I was going to send you some Federal Reserve notes to help you out or whatever, but you never responded. So, message me when you have time. I got you. I got paid today.
I was very busy today and I was exhausted and my phone, I can't keep up with all the messages. I would literally never look up if I tried to.
Like I said, I'll buy everyone in this fucking chat a phone here pretty soon when my tax return comes back. My word, whatever the fuck y'all want, just put it in the chat.
Did you do the ES?
I haven't tried it yet. I know 503 is doing it.
Do you know 903? Yeah.
903, not 503. Yeah, my bad. I had a long freaking day, Elena.
I understand. I'm tired too. But you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he's doing like the 4 times a year, and then the I think it's the V. There's no 1040 necessary, right? Like the whole income tax return.
I think, from what I understand, and mind you, I've only been on one call, the original call, whenever that was, like 2 weeks ago. But from the hours, and I didn't even sit the whole time. It was like a 9-hour call. I got 7 hours. But from my understanding, is you do the ES and the V, and you send that in to wherever your region is on the V. And then after it shows up on your transcript, then you did the 1040. I could be off when I say that, but in my mind, it makes sense that you need a 1040 on file to pull the credits.
So, a lot of people have been filing 1099As and putting themselves as the receiver, right? But nothing shows up on the transcript. So what I was thinking is only the tax return pulls it. But I have no idea. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure all this stuff out. So whatever's the easiest route and the most perfected way to do it, the IRS seems to love that a lot.
Yeah, I did an A in 2023, and that joint never showed on my transcript.
I've heard you have to do ABC.
Yeah, I did a 1099A and an OID and a bunch of other forms. I literally couldn't even tell you. It was so long ago. But I did actually go back and correct it.
Did you? You put like a corrected and just left everything blank, or?
Yeah, I just did a corrected because like those credits are sitting somewhere. I just don't know where. And to balance the books, I just felt like it was necessary just to go in and correct it versus waiting and trying to figure out where it's at. Like maybe I just did the process too soon. Like I just didn't have full scope of knowledge behind it. So I was just like, you know what? I would rather just cancel and redo it.
You know what I fucking did? I have I have a home HELOC on my house that kind of like they're trying to foreclose. I just put a fucking corrected 1099C because I know they filed one after 3 years or whatever it is. So I just like trumped them with a corrected checkbox and sent it off, and it got discharged.
Like they sent you the paperwork?
Yeah, they sent me a rescission of lien or whatever.
Shit.
Yeah, and I said I'm under a light audit, and I'm going to put your ass on notice. I think I suspect some fraud. I left them a voicemail, and they called me back like 30 minutes later. They're like, hey.
Wait, no shit. Wait, did you send it to the mortgager or the servicer?
So I had filed for bankruptcy, was a big ass mistake, but I called my, what do they call it? When you have like your account representative that handles your account, and it was in a foreclosure department, and they kept transferring me around for a long time, but I found the lady that was actually helped me, and I said, hey, I left her a message, hey, I'm under a light audit with the IRS. I said, I already submitted a 1099-C to cancel out this debt and close out the account. I said, when is it going to reflect my account? I noticed there's some fraud. and a billing error here. And then literally 30 minutes later, I got an email and then a phone call.
Those billing errors will get you in the right doors.
Yeah.
It's the language though. That's what I have trouble like when I'm offsetting like the Amex and the Navy Federal. It's all a billing error.
AMX is, I mean, they're easy once you get the process down, but AMX, if you talk to them on the phone at the lower level stuff, oh my God.
Incompetent.
And they're like bratty with you too. Like,
Yeah, I don't even call them. I just go straight to the chat box. And they give me, like, the last time I contacted them back in August, I was on the chat for like 4 or 5 hours. They had no idea what I was talking about. And then, like, 2 weeks later, they gave me a $50 credit. I don't know if they're crediting for my time that I wasted. I don't know. But I'm not going to argue with the credit.
assholes, man. They all are.
They are. They probably went through every single chat representative that I talked to, because I talked to like 3 or 4 of them, just like going through the departments trying to get to the back office for the billing errors, and never got there. But they did end up performing on the contract after I paid
Wow.
the minimum.
Are you speaking from your trust when you go send them correspondence, or you just speaking to them in person?
I'm just speaking to them. But you know what I realized? So Chase, for example, Chase will send me correspondence in my all caps name, and then they also send me correspondence in my upper lowercase name. I
Yes.
learned from studying the post office, like the general post office, like when you take over your executor office or executrix for my scenario.
Yeah.
That when they message you in your upper lowercase, they're talking to you as the executor / executrix, and they're basically testing me if I can stand on my ground. Now, I did recently learn this, so I haven't tested this theory, but just based off the research that I've done and that I just kind of sat in on lives and listened to and read and all this shit, that's what I've come up with.
Interesting. And that's when they're talking back to you by mail. They put it in the upper lowercase, or when
Yeah, like they will send me mail, like, so I'll send like a remittance, like a billing error remittance type thing. So I'll add up the sum of all costs, which is basically the amount due, the minimum payment, and whatever fees are on the statement, and you get that fee out of the terms and conditions of the card. So you add up all those fees, and then you put that amount on the amount enclosed, and then I just send it in to the billing dispute error address. They do
Nice.
change depending on the card and the department. I mean, the card and the statement, but it's on the statement. So if one address doesn't work, what do? I send it to the next address until I get to the right department. But sometimes Chase specifically, and this happened too when I was sending like I would literally send like a bill of exchange type of thing, like a negotiable instrument, like a draft. And I would send it to them, and they would respond. Every single time they responded, they used my upper lowercase name. And on my certificate of live birth, it has my upper lowercase name. So when I did my executrix letter, I used the name on my certificate of live birth. So my name's not in all caps. So I used what was on my certificate of live birth.
That's pretty bad.
Like, I'll put it over. So yeah, I think they're talking to me, the person, like the woman, but like I didn't realize this until the last 2 months, because I've been studying the post office in the capacity of the executrix since June.
Nice.
So have you? Do
So
you
it's been
put? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I
No,
was
go
just going
ahead.
to ask if you put your instructions in there and add a note at the bottom to let them know
No.
like your intention, and then to let them know if you made any mistakes to correct it.
I only do that when I send correspondence directly to the IRS, or if like I'm about to send a packet to the Attorney General, like I'll put something along those lines.
I'm
But
doing it
no,
with all
the
my
only thing
documents.
that I send to Navy Federal and Amex is the sum of all cost.
And make sure you guys
And
are keeping your ledger of everything you mail out, because that's like $300 per mail piece that you can collect.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. The
But
even the
but
IRS
when can you
has-
collect it?
Postage due.
Yeah, you go take that to the. I think you take it to the post office.
Well,
So who's
you
the
would,
name of the
except now
customer?
we've got our EPS account, and so we can do our
So-
postage due.
Wait, so who's the customer?
What do you mean?
And who's the presenter? I know what form you're talking about. I was just looking at it. I think it's like 8309 or something. The PS, pretty sure it's PS 8309.
I haven't seen the form. Star, you know which one it is?
I know it is
Maybe
something
it's
like 8309, but
or maybe
I'm
it's
not exactly
39.
so
Something like that.
if you're getting the funds, then I don't know. I don't know. I just know that I've read it and it said it, and I mean I know that it is because I've had people tell me that from like inside. So
Did you set up your ACH on the EPS account, Star?
I did.
Through the Wells Fargo CEO app? Did you start using it?
And I've got, so you have to do several different forms after that, I've learned. And
Jesus.
I just want to preface this by saying I've been very upfront about my journey through this, and I've been very like just taking y'all with me, and I've literally just been going through the process and sharing with you guys where I'm going, like how I got there. I'm not saying that everything I'm doing is right. I don't know all. I don't know all of it. I'm learning, but where I'm at now with it is I filled out. So you have to file forms with the IRS to release the credits. I mean, yes, the IRS and the post office, they're directly connected, but you still have to authorize the release of the credit. So there's a couple different forms you got to file through them. I mailed everything out today. I've mailed out a ton of stuff, not like to one place, but like the post office, I sent a bunch of stuff out to them. The IRS, I sent a bunch of stuff to them, and the Social Security Administration got a lot of stuff today. So,
Did you send it to that Rulon Boulevard for the IRS, or you sent it somewhere else?
I sent it to there was actually a PO box on one of the forms that I did for them.
Nice.
So that's where they
Isn't
all
it
went,
based
and I
off
put
the
in there, if
region?
this is not the proper place for this to be, please send it to the place it's supposed to go.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I think it's based off the region that like your state, like if you're the east of the Mississippi, it goes here. If you're the west, it goes here. Because I was actually listening to one of Patrick Devine's videos today talking about all the SF forms and like talking about the Social Security Administration. That's funny that you said you just mailed them a nice little packet.
oh yeah, it was nice. It had my trust, like, the construction of it, and then it had my trust certificate, the insurance that I got for it, my fee schedule, it was sweet. It was beautiful.
Almost
Did you
like an
send it
injunction.
registered?
Yes, I did. I
Return
took it in.
receipt?
I actually took it in and hand delivered it
Nice.
and watched them scan it in.
Did they look at you like you're crazy?
No, this lady, she's been dealing with me now. I did this at the other post office that I've been going to, where my PO box is, because there's one literally right across the street from my house. But she's used to me. She like sells me my little 1 cent and 3 cent. She gets, she's cool with it. But they don't have a postmaster. It's like, this is the only town in the world that doesn't. It's all on one side of the road.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep me posted.
For sure. Like, they called me today and they said, well, because I told him, he was like, so what exactly are you trying to do? So I was like, well, I better just be like as clear as I can about what I'm really trying to do here without being like, I'm just trying to get my bills paid. They don't like that very much, and they don't respond very well when you do that. So I was I'm looking to
Not
properly
bribe them.
remit my bills. I said I'm looking to operate using the postal service on the private side as my bank, for my trust. And I told him about how I wanted to fund it. And he was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna get you going.
What I was What I was thinking about doing is, you remember that everybody's been using those certified funds off of that website, that Joel B or whatever it was. I think it is. I figured after you fund your transcript, you could draft from that thing and then put that into the. Instead of doing a tax return, you could technically draft from that account and use the routing numbers, whatever it is, and then pull that into your EPS account and fund it that way instead of doing a tax return. I'm
Do you
about to
know
try
people
that.
who have done that?
No, it's a wild ass hair. I had one of those THC.
Yeah, that's wild
and I was like,
because
whoa, this is kind
There
of
is
cool.
some wild stuff out there that would blow your mind if you actually saw it and you were like, and you put the one A's and the B and the, oh my gosh, you can do that. That's like I can actually do that. Like
yeah,
something
but
that would be
that routing account number is like it's connected to an account that's been closed since like 2022.
which one?
That 520 number on Joel B's website. Now, I do know that people do have success maybe in the first few days, but then the reversals happen.
Call back.
6 months later, I think that happened to, I think Paco too, Drucker. He did something with Synchrony and then 6 months later kicked back.
Well, 6 months is not too shabby. I've seen it happen to people in like 8, 6, 7 days.
But I did do stuff with Amazon. Like you remember the 3 zeros and all that kind of stuff. It worked for about 2 or 3 grand worth of stuff. And GoDaddy, which is the internet search engine or whatever it is, they do all the hosting. I've basically paid for all my domains. Like I have like 150 domains and paid for them with 3 zeros. And they take it. They'll send you a thing. There might be an error. There's nothing you need to do, but
I'm pretty sure PayPal accepts it too.
Yeah, I think so. It's just accounting. It's not like you're doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? It's not like you're creating check fraud and trying to steal from somebody's bank. You're using your own routing stuff. But I haven't really got too far. I've just been playing around with small amounts.
Denise over here saying that she's seen someone get arrested for doing an instrument. Are you talking about Joel B's instrument? Crazy.
Where is she at the bottom? Oh,
Yeah, Joel B.
nice.
That's crazy. He must have been doing some wild stuff with that. Because from my experience, is like, I mean, I always write void where prohibited by law, but you know, some people take that with a grain of salt, which is fine. Most people just destroy it, or they say they destroy it, or they just send it back, and they just claim they don't accept it. But who really knows? You know?
Yeah,
I used the Joel B way, and it does actually say void where prohibited by law, and I was arrested.
Yeah,
Okay,
but you didn't mail it in.
No.
You took because they saw it as something that they never seen before, and they just said, you know what, this is something I don't like. It's probably fraud, and they arrested you. Is that the case, Leah?
Yeah.
Fucking bastards! I remember watching you, and you're getting a hard time at the apartment complex or the whatever it was, the condos.
Yeah.
Did you ever get that figured out?
Nope. I got evicted.
Oh, dude, they're assholes, all of them.
Well, I think it's just because they don't understand this. So I know we're supposed to keep everything private, but you know, when I had the public leasing office like on me, you know, I kind of felt like I needed to like say something to them like, hey, I just sent in, you know, payment or tender of payment to, you know, the CFOs. So you may get a call from them or whatever. And I just felt like they're the ones that thought that I was doing something fraudulent, although we know that that's lawful tender of payment.
Next time you do it, just take your packet together, make your like a letter of intent, and then like you're going to send it straight to the CFO or the CEO, and then you put yourself a true bill on there or an invoice for your time, and then you leave it there with the office manager and let them see the invoice, but inside the packet's got all the stuff of your intent.
Well, I did. The one of them I did. I took down there the whole packet and let them see what I was sending. hey, I just want to let you know that I'm sending this. And then I ended up sending it off. And I even came back with, the tracking to let them know, good faith, that I did it.
Yeah.
And the manager was still kind of pissy. She's like, "What? But why wouldn't you just bring it down here?" And I said, "Well, because it's a security, and, she was like, "Well, just write a check." And I was like, "Well, I'm thinking, oh shit, like she doesn't understand that. She's talking very 3D matrix stuff, so
That's all they're taught to do, though. I mean, like it's you go somewhere to the entry level stuff, and they're only programmed to like take something from A to B, and they know the same script that they do over and over.
yeah. Well, and then at the end, it just seemed like, I was uncomfortable there. I felt like the leasing office was just riding my ass, and I almost just didn't even want to be there anymore. So when I got evicted, I didn't even fight it. I was just like, whatever, I'm out. And I mean, it was months. I tried to stand on my square. People were like, "Oh my God, Lee, stand on your square." And I'm like, this square sucks. I don't
feel
even
that
like
so
the
much.
square. Do what?
I said I feel that so much.
Yeah,
Like-
I didn't even like it. It was uncomfortable. I had the 3D matrix, NPCs down my throat. And then the CFO and the indentured trustee were not accepting anything,
But it's like they were, because they were playing with you. They're like, "Oh, we accept it. Oh, wait, no, we don't."
Yeah,
I think-
and the reason for not accepting it was insufficient funds. And I'm like, this is infinite money. Get out of my face.
And
So-
that's the one you got arrested on?
Yeah.
See, I
Yeah.
sent watched one of Patrick Devine's videos finally, and I saw where he had the post office money order that he had created, or someone had created. And I took that and created my post office order, and I mailed it in to the place whenever I sent the rest of my paperwork in. So hopefully that works.
Right there on the floor, babe.
Hi, good night, everyone. It's Big
Hey,
Leg.
Wayne, what's up?
What's up? So, I hear everybody talking about money order, and Leah, I'm sorry that you got arrested for something that we have the right to do, because if you look into the 75th Congress, it tells us how to create our own orders, negotiable instrument, actually. So
Yeah.
I have mine because I've watched Patrick Devine create his own, and I've watched my old mentors. He taught me how to do it too, and
Yeah.
my mentor taught me, and I paid my first car off with my own negotiable instrument that I created as a money order. I wish I could be able to put it up on screen so everybody could see how I created it.
Well, in my brain, I thought since the bank since the courthouse is a bank and the comptroller is a banker, that I can just go in there, talk to him privately, and everything should be fine. But that didn't happen. But I don't know if you study, what is it? Sessions law, chapter 35 talks about negotiable instruments too. So even before I did anything, I made sure that I was, like anytime that I've been in a class or a group or anything like that, I always feel like I'm the one that's behind because I'm just very cautious with what I'm doing. So I felt very confident, like, oh, well, it's a bank and that's the banker. So let me just go talk to his ass. Well, yeah, no, that
So
didn't happen.
a lot
But
of
even the
people,
back, it did say void where prohibited by law. So I thought, well, if this is wrong, then they should just tell me to get the hell out of here or, scare me of some sort. But no, it was instant handcuffs.
so and I kind of understand, because if you go to the banking regulations, because every bank has their own regulations, they tell you how to create your own negotiable instrument as well. And that's why I said if I had the ability to put it up on screen right now, I would put it up on screen and show everyone how to create a proper negotiable instrument that would never land you in jail.
Can you turn on your camera?
I've been trying. They won't let me. TikTok won't let me. I'm telling you, it's not the first time, but TikTok won't allow me to do it. Yeah, I'm not allowed. But
How
Can you just
about you
like
log
give
into
us
my
a like?
account?
Can you just walk us
um,
through it, and we can
so
visually be there with you?
all right. It has to say remittance coupon. That's the first thing, and it has to have the words pay to the order off. Right? It has to have the address. It has to have a routing number, and it has to have the social security number. I gave away those secrets the other night when I was on the call. So you could get the routing number from the bank that designate that letter on your social security, right? So once it has the address, the name, who is it going to, pay to order, the value, the date, the value in words, and it has to have the endorsement, the proper endorsement on the order.
Somebody told me today they had to be in the negative.
Uh well, so when they send you a presentment, you're supposed to, yeah, well, the comma, if you know anything about banking rules and regulation, comma, they put commas sometimes in numbers as a placeholder for a negative. And I found that out when I was going through one of the banking regulations. So, yeah, so you can, because it does work, and you don't have to because they're still going to respect it.
Can I ask a question before you continue?
Yes.
Does this have to be on specific paper, like check stock paper, bond weighted commercial paper, or is this on the actual paper they send you?
No, you have to put it on checks. You have to put it on um a certified paper. It's weighted paper. It's the same type of paper that Starseed put up in one of her videos on her
25 pound.
yes. Yes, it has to be in that type of paper because it has to have the same value as a certification. Because if you know anything about what a certification is, it's a draft. It's a certificate of indebtedness, and that makes it a promise to pay. That makes it negotiable. So so the paper has everything to do with it. The value has everything to do with it. The name. So if you go to the negotiable instrument and international negotiable instrument, they literally tell you what type of steps to put on your your checks as money order. But I don't use the word money order. I use pay to the order, and I use remittance coupon as mine to let them know what it is, what type of presentment I'm trying to remittent.
And if you use the remittent, it would then be going through the, what is it, RP, remittance, ERP, enterprise remittance process.
EPS.
Yeah. But they call it now. Okay, so they've switched up the wording because I've found documents on both. It's essentially they're the same. If you like Google one of them, they both pop up. The enterprise payment system and the enterprise or whatever ERP. Yeah,
Very interesting.
yeah.
Hey,
Now
big.
that's used by the doctors, and they use the EPS at the postal service.
Hey, Big Wayne, you there? Take a step
Yeah,
out.
I'm here. I'm just trying to pull out it. My because I could send Starseed within her Telegram group, but I can't send it to her. I can't put it on screen. They won't. I was trying again, but because I have my contract here, when I send it off and they accept it because the bank it was the bank. I was dealing with the bank, so the bank accepted it, and it came off my credit as paid, and on the back end, I did the tracking through the postal service. I tracked the mail, and it said accepted. So I called the bank, and they said, yeah, we accepted it. All I had to do in return to get the money back from it was to file the 1099B and 1099C to cancel out the tax. That's all I
Okay.
did.
So Wayne, I most of the things that you said, that's on mine. You know, like I did the I think, what does it say, Elena? I think it says remit for,
Remit at par.
yeah, yes, that's what it says at the top. And it also says void where prohibited.
You
I
can't say
even,
no. You can't.
yes, it's based.
It's always to do with the language. They tell you what type of language to put on there. So whenever
Well,
I must send it.
hold on. Let me ask you a question. Do you have to be in some sort? I wondered if it was my standing. Was my standing not correct to be able to even use such a thing? But then I started thinking, no, because that is
No.
lawful tender of payment.
Yeah, because you have to put those words on there. Remittance coupon, you have to put in the memo tender of payment. So you always have to put those type of words on there so they know how you're coming in. You personally, your standing has nothing to do with how you're trying to present these documents to them. You get what I'm saying? Because their metric system is just going to read how you present it. And they're going to flag it if it's in their system as one of the type of instrument that needs to be flagged. They're going to flag it, and you're going to get in trouble. But
It has to be perfected.
if your instrument comes in like how a regular money order looks, with those words on, the only thing you're going to change different on it is pay to the remittance coupon and tender of payment. Those are the only two words you change. You stamp
I have
that,
another
you stamp
question.
it, you put your endorsement on it, and you mail it off. They gotta accept it because it's a tender of payment.
Do you put
Well, I
special
think,
deposit on it by chance on the back of that, Big Wayne?
Oh yeah.
On the back?
You can put special deposit because if you get a regular check from your job, you should put special deposit in the endorsement line.
I always put on the back of the checks, and I even when the customer that gave me the check overdrafted, I put settler on there instead of agent or beneficiary. Once you put settler, the case is closed pretty much. That's what the bank president told me.
Yeah, that works. That definitely
well,
works.
and that's what I thought that I did wrong. Maybe I should have mailed it off versus walking it in there. Because I walked it into the courthouse to talk to the comptroller privately.
You walk a presentment into the courthouse.
Yes. Are you going to laugh at me? Don't laugh at me.
No, I'm not gonna laugh at you. I would never walk a presentment into the courthouse.
Yeah. Well, that's what I can tell that you're smiling when you say that. So
It was a side smile too.
No shade though.
right.
Because the
Don't mess with
courthouse
me.
has their own way of doing things, and I just let them put things on their book and use their things against them.
Well, I know that now. So my other thought would have been to mail it through the post office. That way the post office would have been the second party versus me.
So you could do. I'll send Starseed a presentment in our Telegram group. You could do the same thing I did on mine.
You're
When
laughing.
I send it off to the lawyer, and he was like, "Okay, we're gonna look into it and then get back to you." And then they get back to me and be like, "Okay, yeah, we accept it. It's fine. It's a tender of payment."
Yeah.
It
Well,
literally
and I
says
did
on
that, but I also did that with my apartment complex too. I sent it to the CFO trustee and they didn't accept it either. So that's why I was like, fuck this. I'm walking into the damn courthouse. I'm going to
Wait,
talk to the comptroller.
could you repeat that? Could you go back? I said I was gonna get on the call. I was gonna listen tonight, but I don't like the fact that people out there getting arrested for things that they're putting on their books,
Right.
and they're putting these things on. They create paper all the time. If you go into the modern money mechanics, it tells you that they put these things on their book entry credit every time, every chance they get. They're doing it, but they want to arrest somebody for doing it. It makes no sense. So, as I said, if you do it, if you play their game according to how they play their game, you're gonna be fine. Cause it's the bank. It's nobody else is doing it to any one of us. It's not the financial institution that we think they're out here. No, it's always the underwriters.
Well, that's what I was trying to do. I was playing their game at their little, facility. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go into the courthouse. I'm going to talk to the comptroller. I was trying to play their game
But
with
it's a
their
word you put
instrument.
on. It's a wording. You have to remember. You have to remember the wording. So it's how you present it. Because, as I said, if you put remittance coupon on there, you could do it either way. You could go to the post office, or you could send it to the postal to the financial institution. You get what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
would mail it off. I would always certify mail mine and get it and get a green receipt, because I need that to be signed for.
The return receipt, you're saying?
Yes, I need
Yeah,
it to be
always.
signed for, because I need all of that back. When I send that off with my information to the IRS, I'm getting all of that back, because IRS gonna see, okay, you did send it off, you did have receipt for it. I need all that back.
Yeah, and it did have like a court in satisfaction at the bottom of it. It did say like all the things. That's where I just felt so safe. Like I felt like, no, if this is wrong, they'll just give it back to me. So I didn't think that I was doing anything wrong, which I know like intent, you would have thought that obviously if I was doing something wrong or trying to be nefarious or sneaky snake, that's really stupid of me to walk into the courthouse. I would have accepted, them taking me in the back to the comptroller and scolding the hell out of me and having like cops stare me down, because that would have like humbled me real quick, but to arrest me. And on top of that, I had everything already logged and recorded at that courthouse. Like the girl, her name is Lisa. I've been doing, I don't want to say business with her, but she's the girl that usually records all of my stuff. So when I came in there, that's why I was like, oh, well, I know Lisa. I mean, I don't know her, but like I see her all the time whenever I go and record. She should know. So let me talk to the comptroller. And what is it? Intent is, what is it? I don't know, 9/10 of the law or something like that. So
Possession.
possession is not, yeah. So it wasn't like I was trying to do anything like fraudulent, because I know that it's a lawful tender of payment, but I was most definitely contemplating life after that.
If you don't mind, can you I'm not trying to get into your business, but what you were trying to send the presentment off for?
I was sending, it was for rent, because I had done a hearing earlier that day with the judge, and he had told me to go down to the courthouse to do the court registry. And I said, with this tender of payment, and he said yes. So he actually knew that I was going to go down there with another instrument and pay it. So I don't want to say I was ordered to pay it that way, but that's the impression that I got. So I just printed out another one, went down there, and
I
didn't
get
get
it.
evicted.
I get it now. Where are you located?
Well,
What
I
state?
moved.
What state you're in?
I'm in Florida.
Okay, cool. Florida has they have a rule on how the rental institution supposed to present rents to the bank. You know that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, refresh me.
Okay, so their investors are the banks. And if you look up who their investors are, you will find out that they're always an underwriter for all their rental, because most owners doesn't own their property. They own a mortgage on their property. So I would go directly to the bank, as I said, because it's the bank, and I will reach out to that bank and I would send them a nice letter telling them how I'm going to make my presentment. And since they're a bank, they have to deny my presentment or accept my presentment. And if you make a tender of payment and they deny it, it's considered paid. To enforce that, you're going to do the administration process. I have this administration process already written down for anyone who wants to see it, because I did it
I
before.
do.
I'd like
So,
to see.
so I use the GAAP rules, right? Because I got that from the Modern Money Mechanic publication. There was a section in there that tells you about that the banks has to follow the GAAP rule.
Yeah,
So
they're good.
in my administration process, I literally follow the GAAP rule, and I created my process through doing that. So now, if I am dealing with my rent, I would send the presentment off to the institution that underwrites the mortgage, and you can find this information.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to see that though, just to look over it to see like what you've done versus what I've
Yes.
done or not done.
Yeah.
Because I also did that with a negotiable instrument for a vehicle, and I took it into the dealership. It was a mom and pop shop, and they got it, and then he took it to the bank, and the bank said they didn't know what to do with it, and then handed it back to me, or he ended up getting it and then it handed it back to me. But then I took it into the bank and I was like, I'm thinking, no, this is lawful tender of payment. Stop gaslighting the hell out of me. And I got nowhere with them. Absolutely nowhere. And I'm like, you
They
guys
see
are
that as
trash.
correspondence. That's why
Okay.
they don't know how to handle it.
Okay.
No, they're
Are you sending your administration process, your intent of what to do with your presentment?
I did with my apartment complex. I did it like months in advance of me even moving down here from Georgia. I told them that I was going to be moving down to Georgia. I'd get into the apartment and then I was going to be sending an instrument to them. And they denied all three of them.
Okay. The apartment complex, they're gonna do that because they don't know what to do with it.
Well, I sent it up to the trustee.
The trustee of the apartment complex, they don't even know what to do with it.
Love that.
It's always the underwriters. They know exactly what to do with it. Because
Depository bank.
the two words I'm gonna put in there in my administration process, if you do not accept my tender of payment, you everyone on this call has the right to refuse them using your application, because that's what they get paid from. They don't get paid from the rent that you give them in cash.
Right.
They get paid from the application. So you could recall that application. I would tell them to send me back my application. And since they don't have the application, which is the standing note, because after they sold that to the Federal Reserve, again, it's now on the investment side, and they can't go recuperate it once it's on the investment side. And they're not going to want to do that
Yeah.
because they're going to lose money.
Right.
Because every year you're in the apartment complex, they makes 10 times the amount.
Yeah, I know.
It gives that note more standing and more value that you're using your energy on behalf of that instrument, so they make more money off of trading it the longer you stay there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would tell them my intent is either you send me back my application and I go sell it on to another bank, or you take these tender of payment, and not only that, you satisfy my debt then. Put it on there. Tell them to satisfy your debt because they already took the application.
Yeah, I did.
Tell them to satisfy the debt. That's what you're asking them for.
I did.
And if they take you to court, you show where the Federal Reserve, which guarantees every bank to do business under the Federal Reserve, Section 16 says that the application is the note, is the payment. You show that in court. Because a negotiable instrument does not facilitate cash. And I want everybody to know that on this call. It does not facilitate cash. It's a tender of payment for credits.
So does it, when they take that instrument to the Fed window, they do give Federal Reserve notes, don't they, to the person who deposited? Is that correct?
Federal Reserve note doesn't owe no value. We give it value.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. Yeah, it's the bartering system that we.
So when they get that, that's just evidence of the credit. Because if you look at the Federal Reserve note and you look at a silver note, the nowhere on that Federal Reserve note says that it is paid to the order or paid to the bearer. So it's not negotiable. It's a floating rate note. But on the silver note, where they transfer those Federal Reserve note now to, it used to say pay to the bearer, pay to the order. So they play these games right in our face and we don't recognize the little details. Because if you look at the note, it's the wording on the note. But it does say for all debt, public and private. Because it's a barter system they're putting in now. They're not telling you that it's not money. They're not telling you that it's not negotiable. And they're not telling you that it's just a standing evidence.
Well, and I wrote them prior to me even moving down there, and they didn't even respond. And you know that like no response is a response. So once I got down there, then I wrote them again. I didn't send anything. It was just kind of like a, hey, I'm about to do this, just to let them know. And they didn't respond. And then I sent the instrument and they kept it. So then I was trying to get it back from them because I'm like, well, I want my security back. But then the guy at the office was like, oh, well, the bank shredded it. And I was like, oh, cool. Securities fraud. That's exciting. So he ended up getting fired, quote unquote, which I'm sure he didn't. But I ended up sending 3 of them. And I hear you, Wayne. I do. But I did all of that. And now I have a felony and a warrant. So it scares me because I know these kind of things. But then on the flip side of that, I don't know. I don't know if God's trying to test me. Yes, I already filed a claim, all that kind of stuff. Like it's going on, but it's scary to know that I did do the process properly, I thought, but they're still hacking on me. So.
And it's sad because, it seems like you're not doing, and it's so weird that you have guys like me out here telling you that I am doing the same thing you're doing, but I might be doing it a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm sure you
Right.
are. That's why I was asking, like, how are you set up versus I'm set up? Because
I wish I could get this thing because I just create I just created in my Microsoft Word my own new line of checks that I'm gonna send out for a lot of stuff. and none of my checks has come back, and all of them has done what I want them to do. And I create my own checks.
So, question for you, Big Wayne: are you funding your estate, or you using the what's basically infinite on that's been there since you were born?
I fund my estate because so my estate has a great credit score.
That already has value for trade anyway.
Yes, so I fund my estate to the credit score, and then I use that credit score to get funding from the banks, and then I turn around and then I mail them a tender of payment to settle the debt for that year.
So Wayne, for the routing number that you use, so say the institution is Chase. Are you using Chase's routing number and then your social as the account number for your instrument?
No, I don't use their routing number. I use the routing number for the bank that my social security insurance is designated under.
Which would fall under the letter that coincides with the routing number at the Fed.
Yes. So that they can know where to route the money from.
So when I do stuff and I've done it already, I fund the IRS with a direct security. I do a PD 3905 request. When I do a draft, it's an 809, I believe. That way they know exactly what to do with it, the process. Have you heard of that before, Big Wayne?
No, I haven't heard about that. I might have to look into that.
I'll send it to you later. I'll send you a screenshot later on.
Knowing me, I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, it's just IRS jargon where how they remove and add things to the what do you call it? The file, master file, or the non-master.
Okay, you're talking about the master file. I'm literally in my bag on the master file. I'm literally studying on the master file because I found out that if I send a FOIA request for the master file and I get all the information from from the social insurance was created, the account was created.
So I will send you a perfected FOIA request for the IRS if you want.
Oh, send it to me too, please. I have to do my written statement soon.
I can tell you where I got it. What they'll do is you have an account, they'll put your name in it, and that's where I got my secure party stuff, which is, the secure party is not a big deal. It's just a bunch of layers, and they create a trust for you on behalf of that deal. But long story short, once you get with that company, they'll put that templated FOIA out, and they'll fill it with your information, and you can send it to them. They don't like it.
About freedom.
Yeah.
So everybody knows that the IRS is under the scheme of racketeering, right?
They've been like that since day one, I believe, right? They got 2 IRSs anyway and 2 post offices. There's duality and everything.
Yeah,
so it's the duality.
Yeah, so they literally tell you when they said that we designated out of Puerto Rico, the word Rico in Puerto Rico. If you look it up in the IRS,
it's not even the name.
It tells you it's from racketeering. So that's how they designated. So they're doing racketeering, they're doing scam. There's the social security tells you that it's a social insurance scheme. So if anybody know what a scheme is, it means they're scamming us.
Yeah.
What we're not doing.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it.
We do it simple. So I got
one last question.
And I'm only saying that because of Leah's situation right now. It's like, why are they making it so hard for some people? But for my process, guys, I keep it simple, stupid. Keep it. So if the bank can create this thing, I'm doing it the same exact way. But the only thing I'm changing, if you look, I need you to go into the Telegram group for Starseed and look at what the wording on my my postal money order, the back of it and the front of it. Look at the wording I use on there because I got that from their stuff. even the other day, I seen Donald Trump did an endorsement, and I said, but I see a lot of people use that same endorsement and get
Floyd
in
Mayweather.
trouble. Get in trouble. But now I see Donald Trump did it on his UCC one to pay off all his
Yep.
debt in New York, right? But he's telling you
Yeah, I've seen
something
it
with that.
too. And Donald Trump is not even his name. That's his stage name. His real name is Mark.
Exactly.
That's
So,
my name.
so, yeah, you could go to the Telegram group and look at what I sent in there and see the
It's
words.
in there now?
Yes, it's in there one now.
I've got a tiny group. For the more advanced, I'd like for y'all to join. We've got a lot of cool stuff in there. Like
I just want everybody to just look at the wording, how I use the wording, because they can't play games. When you use those type of word, they're like, okay, this guy understand what we're doing. Yeah, he knows what we're doing.
You got the recipe now.
Yeah.
Wait, Wayne, I have one other question about the negotiable instruments. When you send it, are you sending to a lockbox? Are you sending to the finance department or the Department of Finance? Are you sending it to, I would have to assume you're not sending it to the cash, like the FRN address, which is the address on the remittance. It would be like an address maybe on the back of the statement.
So I would pull my statement and look at the other address on that statement. So I'm so sick that I can't put these things on the screen to show you guys. Oh my God, this is crazy. So they tell us where to send these things.
The conditional payment address.
Yes.
Yeah, the remittance.
So you see that address there. It says if there's a billing error dispute, you send it to here.
Yeah.
You send it there. You know why?
Yeah, because there's billing error.
They're not giving you full disclosure, so it's a billing error.
So I do that too, but I don't do it in that capacity.
What?
So Amex and Navy Federal is about 60% go. If it's online, it works every time. If I mail it in, it's a hit or miss. But Amex works every single time. And what I do for Amex, well, the math is the same. It just goes to different places. But basically, I send in my remittances as a billing error as well, and I add up the sum of all costs. So basically, it's the cost of doing business, the new balance fee, the minimum payment, and whatever fees are on the terms and conditions of that specific card. I add all those digits together to get one amount. I write that, I handwrite it into the amount enclosed box, and I send it to the billing error address. And every single month, without fail, when I say without fail, yes, they do give me a hard time sometimes, but they eventually perform on the contract.
If it works, it works. If it works, it works.
It's just a pain, honestly.
It's gonna be a pain because they can't allow their secret to go out there freely, and that's the biggest problem they're having. Their scam is coming to an end.
Right.
They realize people are catching on to their scam, and their people are correcting their status when they're coming towards them as the financial institution, right? And I tell some, I said this, I do stock trading, so I'm literally studying my Series 7 right now, right?
Oh, sweet.
And in the prospectus, it tells you that they have to perform on GAAP. And in GAAP, they tells you that they have to perform on notes.
As long as they meet the criteria, right, of what you're putting on that.
As long as it meets the criteria. So how do I make these notes so they could perform on them? Keep it simple, stupid. They already show us how to do it. When you get a checkbook from your bank, they showed you how to do it. The only thing different is how you put your endorsement on it. Special deposit, acceptance. I always accept the debt. right? So this is what I'm putting in my administration process. I accept the debt on these conditions that if this tender of payment is not redeemed for value, I want everybody to write this down. I'm literally giving the words. I accept the debt on the condition that if this tender of payment is not accepted for value, then you send me a true bill. Boom. And they will never send you a true bill.
They
So,
never do, ever. Google
so,
doesn't do it. None of these,
so
they
they
hide behind.
have to perform on it.
That's a kick in the nuts right there. That's awesome. All right, so one last question for me, Big Wayne, and I know everybody in this group wants to know, how do you deal with the municipalities like the water and the light that are owned by the city and dealing with the remittances for that stuff? You have any way of doing that?
I always 1099-C.
Don't they close your account off with the cancellation process, or not so much?
No, I paid it. I paid it for the whole year and then cancel it at the end of the year and recoup the money.
I gotcha. But you don't go mess around with like the remittances and all that kind of stuff, because they'll shut your stuff off, right? They're not set up that way.
I don't need to, because I know that I'm gonna recoup my money at the end of the year.
And that's small potatoes compared to us. You're just kind of fighting with a bunch of, the state's horrible. They're vampiric. But
I don't play certain games with certain people because they don't play fair.
heard that.
I hear that too, but can I repeat what you just said, Wayne, to make sure I got this? Because you were talking a little fast. So you say special deposit acceptance. I accept upon these conditions that if there is that if this tender is not accepted for value, then I want to be sent a true bill. Lit. Appreciate it.
Elena, send that to me.
Okay, I'll just take a picture of my notes. How you be doing it? Just
Same.
Because I
Just put
started
it
to
in the
write
group
it and I
chat.
thought, damn, he talked fast.
I can say it again. So I'm gonna go over it slowly again. I know I talk fast because my brain has an archive of knowledge.
Okay,
So-
go ahead. Run it.
So whenever I send a presentment, I always accept it, and in my administration process, I will write them saying, I accept this bill on the condition that the tender of payment will be accepted for value.
Hold on. I accept this bill on the condition
That the tender of payment will
that
be will
tender
be
of payment. I write fast too. Go ahead. Damn.
I hear slow, but I write fast.
tender of payment will be
Will be.
accepted for value. And if this tender of payment
Hold on. Accepted for value. And if this, go ahead.
tender of payment is not accepted, then you send me a true bill.
Bam.
And nobody in this call will ever receive a true bill. Because you're literally telling them to send you your securities that they have on the investment side.
Put up or discharge.
Thank you.
Nice. I'm about to fire mine up some.
Well, that's awesome.
that's lit. Thank you so much.
If it could work for a lawyer in court, I'm just saying.
Oh wow.
I think it's like a 2406. Show me the money.
That does not have to be
2046.
special
Yeah,
paper.
2040.
When you write that, that's just regular paper. You write that on.
Yeah, but my tender is always on weighted paper.
They also sell some pretty badass security paper. If you look it up online, they've got really cool watermarks, and it's more acceptable when you're doing instruments.
You know,
Some
I
of
do
them have.
my own private watermarks. I got my own private watermarks from Patrick Devine.
I found this company that does stuff for like the U.S. Mint and they do the Federal Reserve notes, and it's not cheap, but they can make you your own stuff.
So is this really as simple as I'm thinking it is once we get this processing?
It is. Once you
Like, is it
understand,
really what I think it is? Because I'm not going to just come out and say it all, because that's a lot, and that's going to take a lot of time for people to.
Damn, I was gonna say, what do you think it is?
Blow it up, Missy.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So there's a software. It's called Treasury software, where you can create your own credits and debits, and you do your books. You hook up your QuickBooks with it, and you're into it and all that, and you keep your ledgers. But you essentially you are creating and you're discharging. You're doing all of it for yourself. You can do, as long as you keep your books, from what I'm understanding, and that's why I kind of wanted to ask, because I mean, from what I'm seeing, it's a legitimate program. I'm sure of it because I got it off the Treasury. I got it from, like, I think it was the IRS actually, because I was going through the FedWire stuff, trying to figure that out, and I came across that Treasury software, and I kind of started playing with it, and then I did a walkthrough with the people, and she showed me how to create the instrument. Like, you can do ACH, you can do check, you can do any of that, and you literally are creating your own legitimate check.
Oh my God.
you got it, Star.
All right. Good job. I got a question real quick. I've heard people say when you get checks and you put them in the bank, if they need time to cure. Is there really a time frame that you need this to cure?
According to negotiable, you have to tell them it got to be an unconditional order or unconditional promise to pay. And with that, just look into your UCC, look into your state UCC negotiable instrument, because every state has it. Lena, I could send Lena the Florida one. Because the Florida one tells you, I love the Florida one. Oh my God, it's so amazing. Ron DeSantis did something well when he said, we're keeping it. It tells you exactly how to put the negotiable. So it tells you the time frame. It has to be an unconditional order to pay or an unconditional promise to pay. That's what you have to remember. So the time frame has to be on there.
Okay.
I think you can also post datum and put it for a past time, and then they have basically matured, from what I understand.
Not too keen on that one, but
Yeah.
it's good work.
That's for like a direct security, not like an instrument you create there. It's, oh man. Hey, Big Wayne, if you don't mind sending it to me in a message later on,
Yeah.
and I'll send you some stuff that I'm doing as well. Send
Yeah.
it to you, Star. I'll get you.
Yeah. I'm gonna send. Just let me get your Telegram, and I'm gonna send you all the information you need.
I'll send you guys a telegram, and then guys that are listening there, once you get to a certain spot, I'll invite you guys as well.
Send me one. My name's the same.
Okay.
I like those. I like those. Where you got those?
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
have those.
I
That's
know what
VersaCheck, right?
Yeah, that looks like VersaCheck.
Yeah, those are cool.
You know what I could
Yeah,
do?
that's what
also-
they are, VersaCheck.
Do you know what I could do with those? Before I even find out that I could use the 1040V as the same as my instrument. I was sending off my own creative instrument because I just create mine. And then I found out I could use a 1040. I was like, IRS created one for me. I'm gonna use that too.
The V.
Yeah.
You can also use the CP 575 to
Yeah.
charge up that EIN.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, how do you use that? Because I did a little process with that, the CP 575, and I sent $1 to pull the money from the serial number, and they dead ass credited my IRS account $1. And even though that's not what I sent it in for, I sent it in for like 25K.
Did you cross out those nines or whatever on the bottom and put the negative amount or positive?
No, I didn't cross out the nines.
So the CP, what I found out, you have to do the complete process. It's not just one
The what?
that goes there. It has to be a complete process.
No, yeah, I sent way more than just that. I sent like eight piece like documents total.
Are you sending the right form to So whenever you're dealing with IRS, you're dealing with taxes. So
Yeah, it was based off taxes.
So did you do the withholding and then you do the return?
So I sent in. So I was just doing it based off the 4852. You know, where you reclaim, like you recoup your salary.
Oh.
Dollar for dollar. So I did the 4852. I did a 1040, a 1040V. The Minnesota claim your name filing. I sent that in for ownership. Did the CP 575 of the estate EIN, where I attached the dollar and the serial number, all that, and I wrote that out as a money order. And then
Did you
I did
accept it as executor on the top?
I mean, it already said executor on the CP 575.
Oh, it did? Okay, cool.
So
I don't know. I did a lot.
I get to find out with the Minnesota 220 rule. You have to mortgage the birth certification.
I have to do what?
Mortgage.
You said mortgage?
Yes.
You got to put a lien on it.
Not just the
didn't
lien.
do that.
It has to have a mortgage with that lien to perfect the security.
Does that have to be through the sec.gov and do all that, or not so much?
No, you're gonna do it in your private capacity.
Sweet.
You're gonna follow the same step that the bank does to mortgage any property.
And you said that's all in modern money mechanics.
Oh, I get it.
And then you're gonna attach the bonds to it. You're gonna attach the payment bond, the bid bond, and the
Performance, right?
Performance.
I'm lost.
Yeah, the performance bond. That's the one. And then you're gonna tie a reconveyance to it. So now when you reconvey the property, which is the birth certification with the description, that now you could transfer all that to your trust and then take that to the bank and get the credits for it.
You can do up to 100 million, I think, per.
Yes, because you could take it to the federal window and get the credits for it. That's how you do the birth certification process in just a minute. I just told you that in a minute.
So I went to the post office and I put I think it's a $1, two $1 stamps in the front or something like that, and then one in the back, and I made an IBOE of it. And I set it for value in the front and put the amount that I wanted for face value. So I've got an international bill of exchange, but I haven't put a mortgage on it yet.
Yeah, I would put a mortgage on it and get the credits for it.
And I can send y'all a screenshot of that too. The lady at the post office was like, what the hell is that?
Wait, are you talking about hold on, international bill of exchange? Is that different from? Okay, that's different from the international money order, correct?
Just take your birth certificate, the long form, and you put the 2 stamps in the front and 1 in the back. I think it's $1 in the back, and then you cancel out the stamps in front of the postmaster, And then on the front, those stamps that they give you, the accepted for value, exempt from levy per rule. I can't remember what the rules are. The UCC codes that are on it, and then you put a value in there, and you put your social on the front of that, and then that gives that whole bond a value, it turns into a IBOE at that point, because now you've got the Postmaster General, the stamp on it, the taxes are paid for the value of the instrument, and now you've got certified by the post office, if that makes sense.
So, like, can I just sign it in front of myself because I'm the postmaster?
Yeah, what I did was I mailed it to myself.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
I would send it registered and certified.
I have a question. Are either of you guys like a member of like a private organization connected to the Postal Service?
No, I didn't get that far because I was scared.
I,
Hey, did I hit the nail on the head today?
when you hit a certain tier in those groups, you got to do things you're not supposed to do. So,
And you can't be on these calls.
yeah, no, not at all.
I'm just saying, I hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, you did. Some sparks are flying and shit, so be careful.
I mean, I'm done. I just wanted to ask if I was on the right track.
You are.
I smell the NDA coming.
Hey, just know that you will have a black car pull up at your door when you reach a certain tier.
And they're certified accountants most of the time.
What do you mean? How does he know that?
Huh?
How does he know that they're gonna pull up?
Yeah, they're gonna pull up in a black car and jump out in suits and ties.
And I'm gonna probably hit the ground and be like, "Oh my God, don't shoot!"
And no, they're gonna say, "Don't worry, we're not here for that. We just have a few questions and we just need a few answers, and
They're gonna hand you a pen.
and you just gotta sign this."
Okay.
Do they
And
quiz you?
guys,
They're treasury agents.
get with Lee. Love you, girl.
I know, I heard that.
That's where the men in black come from, kind of thing.
But if you're paying attention, uh, last night's live is posted on YouTube. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh,
So
shit.
if you're a little lost,
I am.
yeah,
I'll watch it. I'll watch it later.
it's
I'll
not
explain
too
it to
long.
you
It's only
later.
like 4 hours.
Starseed, is it your
Deal,
YouTube?
just some Patrick Devine links.
I mean,
Starseed,
yes,
is it your YouTube?
yes, it's mine.
Okay, what's your handle?
Starseed Problems 22.
Okay, same.
Yeah, I made it simple for everybody to.
I just want to say, none of these processes hard.
No.
It's how you're presenting these instruments.
The way you execute.
It's that's just it. The way you execute it, because everything that we're saying on the call, if everybody is on the call that is feeling lost or anything, just listen to what we're saying and just take like the wording of what we're saying. Some people will list this out and list that out. I'm not here to make any process hard because it is so simple. When I get to realize that it was this simple, I ain't fighting with nobody no more. I ain't fighting with the banks. I ain't fighting with the government. I'm doing exactly what they're telling me to do. And I'm getting things done when I do the way they tell me to do it. Because I got on a call with my my credit loan, and I asked one question just to find out, because everybody talked about, oh, they're the original creditor. But have they ever asked the financial institution to confirm if they were the original creditor on file? Anytime you ask the financial institution, just get on your credit card, get on any bill you have, and just ask them to confirm if you are the original creditor on file. That changes everything.
You know,
Because once they confirm that and you record the call, because they're recording on their end,
they usually hang up. But once I've said that, then they said, "So you're not the person that's tied to this account number?" I'm like, I
No,
am the
so
person, but I'm not
I'm
the person on paper. No, I'm the executor or the.
I don't even go into that. I don't even do none of that. I keep it simple. I'm gonna tell you how to ask it. You ask them, what is the name on file? What is the date of birth on file? What is the social on file? What is the amount on file? And are you the original creditor on file? Because I learned something about whenever you're trying to sell anything to somebody, you want them to get to say 3 yeses. So I still play that game with them. Once I
I
get
do.
them to say the 3 yes, I know they're gonna say yes to the last question. And every time I ask that question, they say I'm the original creditor on file.
Which
Once they
puts them in
say
the position of trustee.
once they say you're the original creditor on file and you have that as a transcript, TikTok is sending these pods, these little card thing that record. You put it on the back of your phone and it records call or take the
I just bought one from Plod.
Has
plot.
anybody noticed in their profile that TikTok has started a new thing where they're like, it's called, I think, Amplify. And if you read through the terms and conditions, it looked like they already had signed me up, and I had not agreed to anything.
We did when we signed up for the
Well, yeah, but I would never. Now in this standing, I wouldn't agree to do that. So I took myself out of all of that. Like, I'm not involved in any of that, but it's definitely something that everybody should be aware of. Amplify.
Yeah.
But this is actually, I mean, difficult getting the knowledge to even be able to comprehend it. But now that I see point A and point Z,
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense.
So what happens after you get the 3 yeses? Like what does the conversation look like?
So once I get them to say I'm the original creditor on file, I take that transcript and I hang up with that agent and I call back and I ask them to transfer me to the account and finance department because I think that there's fraud on my account. And once they transfer me over to them, then I go into, hey, so I know that I'm the original creditor on file. I want you to rescind my contract and release the lien to me. And every time you say that, they're gonna say, no, they can't do it. And what is your offer? What is your negotiation for them to keep your account open? Because they want to keep your application. This is how they get paid. So I renegotiate my loans. I would renegotiate my credit cards, and I tell them to make it unlimited because you have unlimited credit. Then I'll pull out the UCC. I'll pull out the USC codes, and I will get unlimited credit cards.
But if you're doing this for like a mortgage, like what would you renegotiate to like favor thyself?
Oh, mortgages. I gotta sit down with you because most people have their mortgage and never go accept the deed. That's the first thing you have to
So yeah, I've done all that.
you have to accept your deed. So mortgages is not hard either. They're gonna give you a tough time because it's a big loan on their books. It's a big
Yeah,
loan. We can't see the amount. We only see the
the
face value
courthouse.
amount, but that's nothing to compare what's on their book.
Right, in the REMIC. Yeah, honestly, the courthouse has more trouble than the actual servicer. Like when I was
So,
filing documents.
so if you ask your mortgage company to send you the perfected security, they will never send it to you. And once you get them that way, because if you have a contract with somebody, you both have to be in agreement. So if they have something on their books to impede you within the contract, it makes the contract void because they never gave you full disclosure that they could do this to you. They could cause damage to you. So that contract is null and void because they could cause damage to you. But what I get them to do is deny me the access to the perfected securities. Once they deny me the access to the perfected securities, I got them. I go down to the Secretary of Court and I go perfected my own securities. Once I perfected my security and I put the lien on it now, and then transfer the deed to a trust, they no longer owe no value to that house.
I need your help.
So yeah, I did that part. I just haven't, I guess, perfected the security with the lien, but my house is in a trust. It's actually in a private trust.
They're playing securities game when it comes on to mortgage. It's just like the birth certification. It's a security game. So now,
Yeah.
if I file the 1099 on the house, right? Because they're not telling you that they're not telling you that they filed these things already. So I will file the 1099B on the house. So the IRS could audit the mortgage. And once they get an audit from the mortgage, all their rear end is outside.
I see what you're doing.
So if I perfect the securities and I file the taxes on there, and then I turn around and lien it for myself, what everybody should do is go to your Secretary of Court and file a UCC 11. And once you file a UCC 11 and realize that there's no lien on the house, you got them. Take the deed and the note, go accept it, file a UCC 1 to perfect the securities, turn around and file the 1099B, and then send that to the underwriter of the house.
Holy shit.
I just gave y'all the process.
I hope y'all are
Let me-
recording and writing down.
Let
I
me
did.
recap this because I was writing very fast. You said file a UCC 11 to see that there's no lien, or do a UCC 11 search. I think I've done that to see that there's no lien on the house. And then you're going to put the house into a trust, which I've already done. And then you're going to perfect the security through a UCC 1. Then you're going to turn around and do a 1099B and then send that hoe to the underwriter.
Yes.
Cool. I don't know how to do like half of that shit.
You see,
They don't want to pay the
Keep it
taxes on
real.
it. That's what that's why there's no 11 there. They're
Have
never
you-
going to put the liens.
okay, so I said this on the call last night. I'm on the NDA, but
Oh shit.
y'all realize that I'm just spilling the beans tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you a question about the UCC 11?
Okay, go ahead.
So I did search it and I went to the county, whatever, and they have no clue what I'm talking about because I wanted a certified letter. And I'm in Florida. And they have no idea how to get me that.
Tallahassee.
Okay, so that's it. I saw that their phone number and the agency, so I have to call them to get that.
Yeah.
Do you know how much it cost?
Not quite
Just curious.
sure anymore because I think the courts just revamp and they change their prices for a lot of stuff.
That's cool. Thank you. I know what to do. Okay.
Yeah, but once you do that process, and the mortgage is standing as a I would say a void note, right? Then you could go and recoup the note.
Honestly, I am not worried about that right now. I just don't want to pay these MFers again.
Okay, so
Heard.
that's what you're gonna do tonight.
I think I have enough of direction to be able to fake it till I make it. So I really appreciate everything that you shared, and I'm gonna make it work. And I might have to phone a friend, but I'm gonna make it work.
Y'all gotta
Elena?
ask me the right question after this, because I know
He can't lie.
Yeah.
Heard.
Real quick, Elena, have you dabbled with the AI legal forms yet?
No, I don't know how to use like legal or.
Okay,
I
so
just
you
know
just talk to
chat.
it, like, you just tell it what you need,
Yeah.
like very specifically. Just like you were writing it out to the courts, like you want to be as specific as possible using the proper verbiage, and you'll be super amazed at what you get.
I'm gonna have to do some
I
rewording.
just start doing that. It's fun. I use Claude.
I mean, you'll be writing some shit. You'll be like, "Yeah, that's right. That's right. I stand on my name." Like,
Claude make it so simple and sweet. I just love it.
The recorder
Yeah,
device,
I
is that what
mean,
you're talking about?
AI.
Yeah.
AI Claude.
yeah, ChatGPT. I find myself writing all my letters. I hope this message you well. I don't. I don't. But I do at the same time.
you should start them as like depending on what you want. Where at? What is it? Comes now, and then like there's specific words you're supposed to use for based on what you're trying to attain. There's a legal secretary's dictionary that's very helpful with the verbiage that you should use for each thing. But there's ChatGPT too.
There's also that, I think it's Spellbook AI or one of those legal ones they show on Instagram a lot that I don't even know if it's out yet, but it's supposed to be able to write like hardcore legal documents from scratch through AI.
Then there's like Never
There's a lot of
Fail,
them now.
Jurisprudence.
I spent a lot of time arguing with Perplexity and ChatGPT. Very biased if you don't ask it the right question.
Gray man, like the mortgage thing, if you get with me, I'll literally walk y'all through it. Like literally walk y'all through it.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Okay.
And
I'm
Hold
itching.
on.
I'm itching.
and
to
Atlanta,
walk.
Calm down
I'm so-
now. So great
How
man.
would we do that though?
When he reaches out, you need to phone a friend, and I'm the friend.
Yeah.
I promise
Yeah.
I will do not a group but individually because I think that's the way Big Wayne would like it to be.
Yeah, it has to be. Actually.
It's got to be a perfected conversation, not rumor like the stuff we used to do back in high school. We say something through one ear and 6 people down, it turned into something. Your mom did what?
Yeah, telephone. We don't like that.
Yeah, so, and it wasn't even that. So,
Because I know most people have never seen the international negotiable instrument pays off a $50 million house before.
Can we just be friends? Because I just need a house.
No.
I live in my daddy's basement right now. I'm not joking.
I told you I was going to take care of you, and I'm going to.
Darcy,
That
you
goes
on
for
the
everybody else in here.
You're on the right path. You don't even. Jeez.
You're going to get your feet wet in that puddle here pretty quick. Be ready.
She just have to just do the. You already have your stuff set up. All you
Just to
need to do
execute.
now is start dabbling with the IRS. So everybody has to know what a department is and what a office is. Like it's the department. Oh my God! Like when you look at the IRS service, And you look at the treasury, one pulls from one. And if the account is owned by the trust, which is the treasury, and they're the one with the securities, so they knows everything that's going on the back end. And the IRS is the gatekeepers. They know all the keys to pull all gates.
You got your non-master file as your savings account. Your master file is your checking account. You got your IRS as the bookkeeper accountants, and you got the treasurer as your bank.
Exactly.
And they're all can be
And
ran
then,
through the postal service.
and then she just run that through the postal service, makes everything lawful.
Wait, can you go back to the master account? What is
So the master account or the individual master file is your social security account where all the transcript is.
I just have a question, really, because I feel like I'm going to get confused. So on my transcript, so I sent a negotiable instrument to them and they cashed out. And then about a week later, they dishonored, sent me that 2287. Love that. Turned her into a money order, put a postage stamp on it, canceled out the stamp, sent that baby in. They then, like my transcript says, and it's a private code, and I know that because I searched the IRS manual, and it says credit transferred in from. So is that being transferred in from the private side?
Sure, shit sounds like it. That's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
Who you send it to?
I sent mine in Cincinnati.
IRS Cincinnati.
Yeah, I used the routing number for the U.S. Bank in Cincinnati.
Why would you send IRS a negotiable instrument?
Because I had a
supposed-
tax bill.
Oh,
No, you. Oh my God. I get it. I get it.
Is these? Let me tell you how much agents are out here trying to convolute the process.
you know where all these things where they got these things from, don't you know?
Yeah.
You know the verbiage and you know where they got them from.
So, you don't ever send IRS a negotiable instrument to pay any tax bill. They have their own. You have to use what they give you to use. They're
Yeah,
gonna
I
send
used their
it back
voucher.
to you.
ACH, wire.
So, if you have a tax bill, right, that they're claiming that you have a tax liability, you must dispute that. That's what they tell you to do. Dispute it first. And how you're going to dispute it? You're going to let them know that you don't have income.
Then they got to prove it.
They have to prove, the burden of proof is on IRS to prove that you have income. And you can never have a tax liability because the only person that can have a tax liability under tariff tax is the state. Because they're joined to the union. Taxes are voluntary for all individuals.
So say you owed like $50,000 to them or some crazy
You can
number.
never owe $50,000 to IRS.
Okay, right. But say they're saying you owe them $50,000 and it's stopping you from being able to go to school and everything at the moment.
I would dispute the levy that they have.
And what form or what process would you go?
All right, I have a levy process that I'd have to send that to you.
Yeah, I have a friend whose name's me, and that needs that.
Yeah, so I have the levy process. So I got this from IRS manual that whenever they put a levy on individual from the United States, inbound, anything across water, they could tax. Anything that's on land, they can't tax. They can't levy or they can't leave. That's coming from their mouth, the horse's mouth.
And that's why you have a P.O. box.
So now, if you send that from their mouth, that what is this presentment? Are you saying that you're going to pay me this? Because basically, if they're saying you're owed a debt, it's a lie.
They have to credit you if they say you owe a debt. There's got to be
It's
a
a
credit.
lie. So are you going to pay me this? That's why it comes in a positive value. So now that levy or that lien, I would take them to court all day. And I'm taking them to equity court. Because every one of them has a trust. Every one of them has a trust in Wyoming. I'm taking them to transfer court. And they have to prove their levy or their lien. Because they're saying they're the one who's telling you that you hold the thing. And if you look at it, is it signed?
Nobody's taking responsibility for it. No signature.
Is it signed?
No.
Is there any notary on there notifying this document?
No.
It's just a presentment is all it is.
It's a solicitation. It's not even a presentment. It's a solicitation according to the UPU treaty.
Oh yeah, presentation's got to have a signature on it or something.
Every presentment has to be notarized, and it has to have a authentication. This is where you put your endorsement, and it got to have a signature on it. If nobody's taking ownership of it, it's a solicitation. That's the first thing I'm putting. Statute of limitation on solicitation. This is a false claim. So I would dispute the levy and the lien and tender payment. How do I tender payment? 1040V. That's what I use to tender payment.
Instead of the voucher they give you with the send stuff to the IRS, they give you some kind of payment voucher. Would use
No, they're gonna send that payment voucher too. That says, oh, this is what you owe. Everything. Cause my mom got one, and I took care of that. And I sent the stamps on it. I put the stamp duty act on it. I put the right endorsement on it, and I put the right wording on it. I put remittance coupon on it, and I sent it back to them, and they accept it.
Did you sign the back as well? Or
I signed the back. I canceled out the stamp. I did what I was supposed to do.
Sweet. So you took care of the public and private side of that instrument.
I paid the tax.
Nice.
I assessed the tax. And then now, what I'm going to turn around and do for my mom is do a 1041.
Pay her trust.
Yeah, and pay her trust. Because you damaged the individual, so I need to get paid. Because you told a lie.
Well, I just absorbed a bunch of information.
Every day. Every live.
Thank you, Big Wave, instead of Big Wayne. You just opened the floodgates, buddy.
I'm just telling you, it's an archive of knowledge, and I get into a lot of things because my fingers is touchy feely, so they go to places where I know most of y'all would never go, and and that's why I get people knock at my door. The first time I tried it. Because I need to know their deepest secret, their bones in their closets.
Yeah. Wow. Can't you just volunteer to go say, I just want to sign the NDA, teach me this shit, and be done with it? Or you have to wait for them to come to the door?
Oh, no. No. Sometimes they don't even come to your door. They watch you to see if you, because you can know the thing, but you have never put it in place.
So I guess,
Would you know if they're watching?
I know they're watching.
I guess they need to know if you're coming from some good place and wanting to reinvest and all that kind of stuff, and bullshit with it and play around with their system, screw up their bookkeeping and all that. If they know that you're trying to at least report every 30 days, let them know where the money lands and stuff of that nature, I think they'll let you ride.
Right. Everybody has to assess their tax every year, and I said this last night. Starseed has this video on their Telegram group where
Invite me, Starseed.
a lady is talking about how to assess the tax because she been to tax war with these people in 2008. One of the bullshit crises. But
Oh, you're talking about Kim Marie.
Camry, she told everybody, if you listen to that 8 hours, she gave away the secret that I can't give away.
Heard.
I think they come around and like bless us, those of us that like really try. Like drop little seeds. They can't give us all of it, but if you listen to it, if you come and you sit in these lives and you absorb, man, you see who's real and who's. I see the 3 letters all the time.
I just joined this secret group and they sent me y'all's way.
Oh, welcome.
Right.
So the levy letter, it's just that one statement. If everybody, all right, I want everybody to go to Google tonight when you get a chance and look up the word levy. Look up the word levy when you have a chance, and I want you to look up that word for IRS and look what it really means. Look at how IRS put it. Find some document from IRS about levy and liens. Just find it. Find case laws to see who win their case when it comes on to levy. Because I'm telling you, tell them to send you a presentment. When you go to court, if they want to take you to court, let them take you to court. Tell them to give me a presentment and I'll send the payment.
It's IRM 5.11.5.
Exactly.
Was that the video name?
No, that's the part of the IRM 5.11.5. Levy on wages, salary, and other income.
Wages, salary.
Yeah, you don't have income, you have wages. The first maxim of law. Hey, Big Wayne.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. I've got the bond. I have the credits. They're sitting around.
Sound muffled, sir. We can't hear you.
No.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So I have the credits sitting in the treasury right now on my transcript. They're sitting in Revo. They've been there. I've already identified myself. They got to know me. And I've sent the source documents, excluding the bond. So is there some hope to get that out of there, or do I got to do something else?
What is the age of maturity on that?
It should have been 90 days. I think it's supposed to go a little longer, but I think they're waiting out because it may have been a little short. But I did a miscellaneous for a portion. I did a B for the amount I was going to gift to the Treasury to lower the national debt, and I did another B for the benefit of myself.
Ooh, you did too much at once.
Probably so.
So they have to process all of that. Because you send it to the department. The department is slow.
Yeah, I sent...
I would send it to IRS. I would do it through the IRS first, and then I wouldn't have them transfer it there. I would have them transfer it to my trust account, and then from my trust account, I would transfer what I want to the department.
Oh, okay. I'll send you a screenshot or a picture of what I did. I made a custom bond and I sent it out. I sent it to 333 Pershing. I put the intention letter where I wanted the credits to go and how I wanted them to function and what I wanted to do with it. And then the letter instruction, and then it was the Form 56. And then I did the TurboTax about, I don't know, maybe 2 months later, and they put me in the Revo department because of the TPG company that does the transaction from TurboTax. They take your return and they process it, and they flagged it before it got to the IRS, so it went straight to Revo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't mess with TurboTax no more.
No, that was a referral from the head IRS agent. I mean, I've got all the numbers, and they're like, "Yeah, we use TurboTax. It's so much better." And I was like, "Fuck no, it's not good. It's an interview process, and you have to go into the meat and potatoes of it. And you got to have the desktop version just so you can audit the certain entries to make it
Explain
work."
explain what is Revo for the people on the call, because I don't want people to start getting lost on Starseed Live. I don't want to take up Starseed Live.
No. Sorry, it's just a return integrity verification office or something like that. And
Yeah.
they just put it in there to see if you're who you say you are, and make sure that's not the payments aren't off, the books aren't wrong. So it's not that big a deal. But
So everybody understand that his credits are valid. They just trying to assess his books, making sure that when his credit comes available, there is no defective on their part.
they have to balance both ends.
Yeah.
But I do have a negative amount on the transcript for the refund, so that's there and nothing else. There's no audit. There's no frivolous anything. I've called. I've checked the transcript. They say there's nothing wrong with it. Just wait. So that's what I'm doing. It's for 3.1 mil.
You just gotta wait. Whenever you do the bond, they have to securitize it. So they have to do their investment part about it. And
Yeah, you can't get a
their
tree by
underwriting.
planting a seed and expecting it to be, fruitful right out of the gate.
Right. So they got to get their underwriter on it. So, and their underwriter has to jump on it. The underwriter have to sell it. The underwriter have to do a lot of stuff, put it through the back end of the stocks, and make sure it comes available.
So they have to, sometimes they have to perfect it, right? They'll take it to the unidentified remittance and they'll do the perfection portion, or they'll shorten it or whatever, they truncate it, that kind of deal.
Yeah, they're gonna do that. That's why I said I would do it through IRS. Let IRS send me the check, put the check in my trust account, and then whatever I'm doing through the treasury to get additional returns through securities investment, I would send that portion off to them.
Oh, I got you. So basically do the return, pull the full amount, and then gift them out of your trust account
Exactly.
instead of leaving it in the non-master and doing all the accounting on that side, because it's too much work for them.
Yes, because that's why I said it on the call. There's an office, Internal Revenue Service, and there's a department. The department don't like to do crap.
No.
So the office will do what they're supposed to do, but the department won't. They're slow when it comes on to doing anything.
So is the office like the postal service, and then the department the
They're
IRS?
so the postal service is inside of the IRS.
I mean, because you can get to the window through the envelope.
Yeah, so pretty much you're gonna always be able to get through the window because the postal service is international, because they have to be inside of every IRS.
Ooh. By the way, my husband's like tattooing himself in the background, just in case anybody was wondering.
Is that what that noise is?
Yeah,
You got the guitar string out?
I've got Leah in here. I didn't want any I didn't want to get called out tomorrow and be like, "Hey, I heard you."
Is there any more question for me on presentments?
There's 202 people here like Starseed's feed.
Somebody said child support, and I think that's a good one.
What?
Oh, all right. Child support. It's contract, and the contract has to be bilateral. If you have never signed to be a part of the contract, they can't hold you to it. But they do. So, to take care of child support, you file your 1099-C. Once you pay the taxes on it, because everybody should know this by now, if you listen to Starseed Call, we say this on the call all the time. The court does not like to take care of their taxes. Once you pay the taxes on child support, it goes away.
Can we possibly pay the taxes with like a silver piece? Like a silver.
I would just use tender of payment because that's what they take at the court.
Oh yeah, because that would be so much smarter than your actual property.
Yeah, I would never give away my silver like that.
Yeah,
Nope.
that makes that was.
I said that to you, Starcy. Don't give away your silver.
Yeah, no, that was a stupid suggestion. I'm just look. I'm used to being poor. You don't understand. Like, it's gonna take a while for me to like.
Yeah. To understand
I'm used to operating from this certain place where survival. Yeah, it's like I've got to survive. I don't what like I have the option. Like, oh wait, I don't have to get rid of my nice things. Okay, what's that?
You're never poor, Starseed. You not too many people have souls, and you definitely have one. Most people are driven by spirit and emptiness, and you've got a soul.
So, that's how you take care of child support. You pay the tax and tender payment.
And that.
So when we did I do that when we paid that 50?
So is it? I have a question. So is no, it's not. Never mind.
We gotta call it back.
No,
Go ahead.
They
Go
took
ahead.
it back. So is it considered paid? I've heard it both ways. Is it considered paid
If you have a receipt.
if you have a receipt?
No.
Okay. Because they can claw it back.
No. So, whenever you're dealing with negotiable instrument, nothing is considered paid. But whenever you're dealing with taxes, it's considered paid.
Okay. So, okay. So that means that it would be considered paid. So, well, okay, he owed like, I'm just going to say it because I'm confused. So he owed like $50,000 on child support. And this is whenever I was new and I was messing with like the Social Security trust stuff, all that, those bonds. And I tendered a payment for $15,000 on his child support. Mm-hmm. And it paid it for like a month and a half, and then it came back.
I got called back. And they sent me a remittance coupon.
Yeah, and then they sent him a remittance coupon though.
Yeah, that's why they sent him a remittance coupon, because they can't take more than what they. So they're already getting money off of his child support case.
Oh yeah, I know.
So when he sent another payment to them, they're like, this guy want to cause problem for us on the books. Instead of this guy go pay the taxes, this guy's trying to cause problems for us.
They're going to spend money.
Yeah.
So
how would
what you need to do is do a 1099-C. Put the Department of Child Support, fill it out, and put the Department of Child Support as the one you're trying to assign the payments to.
Okay.
And check the box. Because they are liable for it. They've been stealing from you.
They're liable for the taxes.
On the way.
Yeah, for a while.
So if everybody was on the call, anybody was on the call last night when what's her name? I keep forgetting. I can't remember.
JC Sloan.
JC Sloan told everybody how to do the recoup and how to pay taxes. Just go back to that YouTube video on Starseed thing and listen to what she said about taxes and IRS. She's not wrong in nothing she says. We have to understand that what is going on in the investment world is that Nobody is claiming the return from their taxes. When you have a child support case, you're supposed to pay the taxes first, and whatever the excess amount of $1 will be returned to you by claimant. You gotta claim it. So when you assess the tax by reporting it, one, because that's what the 1099-C is gonna do, report it. And now they are liable for the taxes. When they realize that they're liable for the taxes, they're just gonna wipe the debt clean because they're not gonna want to pay everything on the securities. Because they can't find it. Because they already spend the money.
So, question for you: when you do those 1099-Cs, whether you do it online or on paper, do you just not send the actual debtor, the person you're trying to report, a mailing, and just keep it with the IRS because they never send you anything anyway?
I don't ever send it to the debtor. I send it straight to IRS.
Yeah, you just don't put the mailing address down, right? And just that way they just don't see it coming.
I let IRS deal with their case. My job is to notify IRS that somebody is trying to put a tax levy on me.
Okay, so another one for you. How would you go about recouping some sort of remedy out of the detention center for causing?
I got arrested over the child support and then almost died.
And he got jumped and he had seizure. It was really, really bad. It was.
Okay, so you have to go recoup the taxes on the bonds.
So that another 1099-C?
No, you're not canceling out the debt. You have to recoup the taxes on the bond. So they the other guy was on and he said what type I don't got the information in front of me. Remember when I said on the call that I didn't know that I was supposed to go claim the bonds, and so you have to claim the bonds. So you claim the taxes on the bond. So whatever value, first you have to find out what's the value of the bonds, right?
Is it 1099 OID? Somebody had said that down in the comments.
Yeah, you're gonna use a 1099 OID because that's the original issue discharge. So you're gonna discharge it by using the 1099A and 1099B and C because it's a bond. So you have to use all three. So and then you use the 1096. Yeah, IRS form 1096. And also you're going to use the 1041 and the 1099 OID. So those are the forms you're going to use.
Big one, you don't use the miscellaneous?
No, because the miscellaneous is only when I'm doing cash. So if I go to Walmart, Best Buy, I pay cash for something.
I thought that would be the OID since that's the original issue. So you're getting all the receipts and you're claiming it because that you issued the fiat or whatever it is.
So original issue discharge meaning, hey, I'm putting all amount on this. Everything for the whole year.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Now with the 1041, to report the taxes, and then because once you find out what the value of the bonds was that you're claiming back, because he was sent to jail, so he has to go claim the bonds. You get what I'm saying? You have to go claim the taxes on the bonds.
Yes.
And once he claims the taxes on the bond, he's gonna do an original discharge with the 1099B, the 1099A, right? Because they're claiming that he abandoned it, so he has to do the 1099A, 1099C to cancel out it, and 1041 for his estate to notify the IRS about his estate because his individual person was armed and they told a lie on him. and then the 1041V, the voucher. So once he put that in there, then IRS take care of all of that.
And the V is a negative or a positive, or it doesn't matter?
The 1041, I will put V, the negative.
Negative on the 1041V?
Yeah.
Okay.
A negative in front of the amount.
Okay. And that's giving them technically a credit, and I think, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so the 1096 is for the whole year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're doing your 1099A, your 1099B,
1099P.
and your 10. So it's the ABCs, you got to do them.
Yeah.
And 1041 is the estate,
Yeah.
and the 1041B is the negative.
So the 1041V is the negative. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I say it wrong?
Because they're saying on the bond that you gifted the money to them, which is a lie. That's why I keep saying that they told a lie on you.
Oh, you put the negative to pull it back to you.
Yes.
Credits to you. Okay. Negative and positive attract like a magnet. I get you. You're pulling it from the cloud.
So I'm playing their game.
I got a quick question about the child support. You didn't touch base on the female side, the single moms that are not getting paid for their children from their fathers. How do these women go about getting child support for their kids when the dads are not around, deadbeats, whatever you want to call them?
It's already pulled from the dad. So I would go claim it under the welfare. So under in Florida they call it
You said something last time about the Numident.
Repeat?
Numident. Remember last time we got cut off
Yes,
when we were
the
talking
Numinant report, right? You could use that, but I would just go to the IRS and pull the credits, because IRS pulled the credits. So it's already pulled from the dad. So I would go to IRS and pull her credit, or I would go to Department of Welfare and let them know that what the grant I'm getting tongue tied, guys. I'm sorry. The grant assistant program that they have, which food stamps is up under, all of that. You can get cash value from that assistant program.
Now, do you have to be a single parent to?
No, it has nothing to do with the parents. It has everything to do with that individual.
Okay.
With the
That
IRS,
Social Security.
What form would you use if you were going to the IRS about it?
I got the form. I didn't put it in my head, but I got the form written down.
It's okay. You don't have to. I can get a hold of you later about it.
Somebody said car repossession or home. Okay, so I have a friend who's like 70-year-old neighbor. They are repossessing her house, and they've already like done court and stuff, and they're like. Is there anything that they can do at this point? Like,
I think you got a call.
Yeah, he's getting the
I'm sorry. I'm back. They did a foreclosure on our house.
yes.
They can't. So she could go back and recoup everything from that house, the whole value, and buy a new house, and do 10 times the amount too.
Okay, and how would they go about doing?
All right. So what she's gonna do? She have to know the date of the foreclosure, because if the house sell for more than what it's worth, she has to get that money. Right? Before the house is foreclosed, is she still in the property?
She is still in the property, I believe.
Okay. For them to repossess anything from anybody, it has to be in good standing. That's one. That means that they can't force her out. Two, she could transfer the deed of the house for the value of 21 karat gold or the equivalent of silver coins. And anybody could lend her that, and then she pay it back from the trust. She's just gonna pay them back from the trust, the same coins that they lend her. And she just deed that to a trust. And the intent that she's gonna put on there she's gonna use the geographical location when she deeds a house as a description. She's gonna use a geographical location, because I'm trying to remember the steps completely so I don't give you the wrong steps. Because it's foreclosure. You know they play games.
Take your time. You can think through them and go one at a time. Give me time to write it down.
Yeah, because there's so much process. You know what? Get on a one-on-one. I was supposed to call you today. Sorry. I had so much stuff to do.
It's okay. I was so busy today. Yeah.
Get on a one-on-one call with me about this foreclosure, because I got the steps, but get on a one-on-one call with me.
Go to Google, put down the longitude and latitude of the place. Do not use any of their verbiage from the original fake deed they got. It's the lot. I think it's the lot, like the original description.
Yep. The original longitude and latitude.
All the meats.
Drop a pin on her house. Write that down, and use that in the presentment or in the recording.
Because what everybody has to understand, they never gave anybody any equal consideration.
They don't own shit. They just say they do in these fake layers of zip codes, and
then they use the courts to bully people.
Yeah.
That's the meat.
You can file an injunction with your state too, or they can, and put them in their place and get the oath of office of the sheriff, the city manager, and then keep that on file. And they can't act outside of that. They can't come to the house and foreclose. They can't kick you out because they'd be going outside their oath of office. And then you give them your fee schedule if they go beyond their oath. I mean, that's what I did. I got a killer injunction with Texas.
Okay, yeah. That injunctions are amazing if you know how to use them.
What happens if two people are on the deed? Can one person accept the deed and not the other?
Yes. The first in line, first in time.
All
right. I was on my TikTok feed and I saw somebody complaining because somebody claimed this house while he was still living in it.
Oh, I saw that. The poor guy was complaining. He's like, I don't know how it happened. It's a $13 million house. He's sitting on his couch, and it's like one of those commercials. Like, it's, oh man, a poor guy.
This is what the banks does. They people don't get that the banks is crafty with their scams.
I think it was a lady, and the guy gave out the name of the lady that actually did the shit to him.
They put his house. He was selling his house, but in the description of the sale, they said it was under foreclosure, so she had the right to go claim his house,
pay the taxes, and pick it up.
Yes.
Adverse possession.
Adverse possession. It's no adverse possession is not a joke. It's what America been doing from day one. From they set sail on this land.
Pay your taxes, guy, or take your shit off the books. Because man,
Pay your taxes, lean the house, UCC 11, show that they have no claim to the securities. You go get the securities registered and perfected. And once you show that, and then you pull out the law that says here what they have to have equal consideration. If they don't have equal consideration, because once you gave them the application, they put it on their book as a book entry credit on the receivable side, then they want you to turn around and pay them on the payable side. Makes no sense.
yeah, because they're the custodian, they're the pass-through agent that is facilitating the move, the broker, and they're supposed to be paying the taxes on the transaction. The transaction basically.
Yeah, we didn't hear any of the end of that.
I'm saying they're supposed to pay the taxes. They're the broker on the deal, so they're responsible for the taxes. But if you give them the instrument, the whole deal is already paid, and none of them want to pay taxes.
They're just a servicer.
Yep, that's it. An intermediary.
They don't even, if everybody look at their deed, they didn't even put themselves as trustee. It's always you and the other person. Or just you. They're just operating in the shadow. They have no claim. They're not even on the deed.
I'm coming after my land next. That's my next.
How long does it take to claim the deed?
It's not long. Just go accept the deed down by the
Courthouse.
the tax assessor clerk.
The county clerk's office.
Okay.
What do y'all know about land patents?
Oh, that's what I was supposed. Oh my God, land patent! I love, I love land patent.
Newspaper. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, land patent. The patent just gotta be. They said the patent just gotta be just enrichment.
I think there's like 6 types of patents too. There's a military one. There's
there's the warrants. They did the 1600 ones where they first came over on the Mayflower. Then they did the Homestead Act. Yeah, I've got a lot of land patents within my family throughout the years.
I have 100 acres that I own the 500 feet above and 500 feet below. Mineral rights. My grandfather kind of like figured out how to do that shit.
See, my family has a farm here in Kentucky, like the hills of Kentucky, that they've had since the beginning. Like my great grandpa was like in the Revolutionary War and signed the Declaration of Independence and shit.
Wow.
So I was looking into this, right? I was gonna go back to foreclosure a little bit. Whenever the banks foreclose on people's house, right? They do a foreclosure sale. Who they actually sell it to?
The post office.
An intermediary.
An intermediary, which is always an escrow company.
Oh, because they can't hold nothing on their own personal. They can't own shit. So they put it on a third party escrow account. If you don't do anything and nobody claims it, then
so you know that once they assign their rights to an escrow company, they own no rights to it.
God damn, man, you're blowing my mind, bro.
Oh my God, that just.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
No, I can take it. I'm like SpongeBob in that case, man. I can take it, but it's just like it's good. Maybe in the morning, not so much at the night. Fuck.
I'm glad I take notes fast.
Yeah, you're gonna be one of those transcribers.
I'll share in the group.
Like the way Johnny Five fucking reads in Short Circuit, you can be writing.
Hey, Green Man, can you go over those embosser? I heard you yesterday.
The embosser?
Yeah, I need 1 or 2, maybe 10.
You can go to Office Depot and get them. Just make your seal. You can do it on Adobe. You can do it on what I did with mine. I wish I could share it. I can't share a screen. It won't let me go live or nothing like that. But I
You said
basically
you have a format or something. That's why I'm asking.
yeah. So it's like your brand. If you're going to sell something, you need to have the symbolism of it. Whatever your crest or your logo, your seal is going to have, it's got to have your intention on it. So if you're using it for your trust and you come from like an Irish background, you'd have something. If you come from like myself, the
Yeah,
land
I
there in
got it. I
Texas,
got a crest. I got one of those too. Yeah, family.
I just use the basically the Texas seal, and I made it my own way. I changed it around. I put the verbiage on there, the name of the trust, and I put secured party in the middle, and then I put settler in there pretty much. And even in my trust name's got the without recourse in Latin. So when I stamp stuff now, and I do use a seal, everything's done just in the trust name.
I thought I heard you in the live yesterday that you have a specific process or some resource. That's why I'm asking. Other than that, I'll do it on Amazon.
Oh, I was just offering to help you make one if you wanted. I got a little bit of time, but not a whole lot. But if y'all need something, I'm really good at creating shit at stoplights.
I wanted somebody to look at it. Yeah.
I just messaged. I don't know if you can send me a message. I'll figure out a way to take a look at it. Okay. Like I said, it's just got to come from your own energy. It's like if you want to say something, it's your brand, it's your burger joint, it's your what's different about you. Where are you coming from? So when people see it, they know that's you. You know what I mean?
Right. I kind of like don't have faith on Amazon to do my crest seal. That's all. It's like I don't know if they can get that.
Yeah, I mean, if the fonts and stuff aren't too small, they'll be able to do it.
Where's the best place to do stamps? Like have your stamps made?
Simply Stamp.
Is there any more question for me, guys?
Big Wayne, you get some rest, man. You got a cup of coffee on there for a reason because everybody keeps you up. But
Yeah, I have one more question. Is there anything in particular to the periodicals or certificate of certification that I need to pay any special interest?
Periodicals, special interest. How should I deal with this? I don't.
You can just get a hold of me tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that's my main question because it's been every time I see periodicals, I'm like, no, there's something to it. There's something to it.
Yeah.
Period. It's your periodic schedule of fees or something. I don't fucking know.
Look up the word periodicals in when you come on to trust. In any trust, I think
like a periodical table, it's kind of the same deal.
The jurisprudence explain periodicals concerning trust. And I think everybody should get that book.
American Jurisprudence?
Yes.
I got it. It's in my Telegram treasury.
Huh?
Is that Suits and Chancery?
Yes.
It's like that 1,300-page book. Yeah.
Yes. So, American Jurisprudence is a amazing book for finance. That's where their old system comes from.
That's where I think Amir Law gets all his stuff from.
And
few other people.
Yeah. Amir Law is like.
Did you see his post? I'm sorry, I'm going to be real quick. Did you see his post? He went to the bank and like got a BMW and the cash from the way he signed it as subrogee. Crazy.
Because he's using equitable. I keep telling people it's equity. It's equity. Like, if you know how to play the bank's game, like, come on. If you know what He tells you, equity court, equity.
Give me the car and my money, my man. That was his little comment at the end. I started laughing my ass off. This son of a bitch right here is good at that.
Because they get your money. They get the credits. So
Yep.
they're supposed to give the credits to you. Because they on your transaction, it tells you what their cost is.
Wow.
Great.
And
I
then,
have his courses.
yeah, you can share those courses to people on the call if anybody wants it, because they need to understand what equity is.
As long as you don't resell it, he'll be all right. He's got I think $100 million lien on some of his stuff.
Yeah.
He's pretty educated, so you don't want to rub him the wrong way.
Nah.
So I'm jurisprudence. Going back to equity, American jurisprudence. If you get that book and you sit down with it and you look up words and you look up the meaning of words according to their terms, their banking terms and their financial terms, you're gonna realize that, oh my God, it is this easy? Yes, it's that easy. Because somebody has to be surety, and somebody has to be co-surety, and somebody has to be principal.
Awesome.
What about implied surety? Same thing, right?
Somebody always gonna be the implied surety.
Okay.
Well, when with the courts, so um I watched one of his video with one of his students did one of the easiest thing in on his child support case. Where now I'm remembering about it. One of the easiest thing, he go down there and says, "Hey, I want to talk to the person who signed the clerk that signed has the demand letter for me to pay this child support." And then he expressed surety and expressed that when she signed, which she did, she took co-surety.
Yes.
And it get rid of the case.
Another thing he teaches is that CPS don't have any articles of incorporation.
Yep.
So before anybody contract with them, ask them for that, and if they don't have it, they put you on a case, serve them with a quo warranto to make them prove their authority.
They don't, and that's the thing. We have to understand that they don't have none of this. They have jurisdiction to do. They're a company that's bullying people through the court.
They're foreign barristers, is all they are.
They're just a company that bully people through the court. So get their insurance bond and sue the hell out of them.
Bonds for the win.
You know what's crazy? Some of these people don't even sign their own oaths. They just operate under whatever that is. It's crazy.
And their oaths has to go with their bonds.
Yep.
If their oath is incorrect, it makes their bond null and void. And if they don't have a bond that is true and correct and perfected, then oh my God, somebody's gonna lose their job. Somebody gonna pay money.
Oh yeah.
Government official can't play games with real people. That's why they don't even make some people come into court. They put them in a whole separate room, like what they do to me every time. They don't even want to talk to me because I bring up equity as soon as I walk in there.
Yeah, and then suretyship, like he teaches, there's three parties in every transaction. There's a principal debtor, the implied surety, and the creditor. So
exactly.
If you
co-surety, principal, and surety.
Yes, sir. And then you just try to exercise subrogation, equitable subrogation, and then exoneration and contribution, and then so on. You know.
Somebody's asking in the chat if you could do that with closed child support case.
close child support case. The child
Yeah.
support case can never be closed. They could always um I forgot the word they used to me the last time. They could always go back. I forgot the word they used to me, but they could always go back and decide that they wanna,
Reopen it.
yeah, or re renew the payments or whatever. And that's why I will always take care of the taxes first, because when you take care of the taxes and you cancel out the taxes, they can't come back. They can never go back.
So do you pay the taxes out of your own pocket, or you do a return, get the full amount of whatever credits you think there are, and then pay the tax out of that as good faith?
I add up the sum, the total value,
Gotcha.
and I go and I do the taxes on that total value. And I say, here, what? This is for 18 years or however long they say, or the amount that they say I hold plus the amount however long that I add that child support for.
Oh, the duration? Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Always do it on the duration.
Denise is saying her ex owes her 100 G's in child support. She needs to go after that bag. How can she do that?
I gave the steps earlier. If she want to claim it back, she says he holds 100 G's.
Yeah, he owes her 100 G's in back
Pay the
child
taxes.
support.
Pay the taxes. Take care of the taxes. Once you do a 1099-C to cancel out that, then you could decide whether you want to go recoup or you just want to leave it alone.
Recoup with the 1099.
1099-A, 1099-B, 1041. The original issue discharge, 1040V, 1041. Original issue discharge, 1096, 1096, and the A's and the B's and the C's. And it's gonna you're gonna fill these out the same way you fill out the first one, which is the 1041. Same way you fill that out, you put the same information. The only difference is you're gonna just add their information to it. And sometimes you don't even have the EIN number for the child support office. So leave it blank. Tell the IRS to fill it in.
Is there needed a Form 56 with that return, or just with the OID process only?
No, the Form 56, I would never add a Form 56 with doing that process. Only when you want somebody to be your fiduciary.
Understood.
Debbie wants to know if you have a class.
No, I can't.
He has a nada agreement. He can't tell you nada.
I figured that. Sorry,
But you can ask him questions and he cannot lie.
Yeah, I was just reading questions I seen fly by, so I did not see your question. That's why I only asked certain ones. I can answer all of them, and he can't answer all of those because there's so many of them.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Has anybody read the Congressional Record House of 1933, March 9th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the same one I used to create my first check.
Okay.
Car, the denial for car loan.
The bank didn't even I used that same verbiage in that March 9th. Well, I went back to March 6th. I started there.
Okay.
And then I just took it down and I took what I needed out of it.
Yeah, there's a big key under the expansion of currency necessary, where it states under the new law, the money is issued to the banks in return for government obligations, bills of exchange, draft notes, trade acceptances, and bankers acceptances.
That's the key part.
Yeah.
And there is there's another thing you're leaving out. It says all notes.
Right.
All notes. So if I create my promissory note, which is a negotiable instrument, because under the new law, they say I can. And when I put that statement in there and I send my intent to the bank the first time, I don't even put that statement in there no more. I don't even do all of that no more. But I did that the first time. I put that paragraph right there. I send that to the bank. It took care of the first $25,000 on the car.
Because it says the money will be worth 100 cents on the dollar.
Dollar for dollar.
Yes, sir.
Well, you guys want to return tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to hop off here because it's late. I'm tired.
But if we get on tomorrow, we got to reach 100K for Starseed because it's 195 people. And I know y'all thumbs are faster than that.
Starseed, I got one question for you. Do I open a PO box for my self and my business, or just myself would be suffice right now?
Yeah, I would just get one for now. I would have it for your trust on the private side. That way, I mean, eventually that's what you're gonna do is you're gonna get your passport and you're gonna move your address of the person to the PO box, and you're gonna pull yourself on land, and you're gonna. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right, you had a long day.
No, it's okay. I told y'all he was messing with the tattoo gun, and now he's tattooing my arm. So.
Oh shit.
Owie.
So just is the smallest box is that good enough or no?
I mean, yeah, as long as you're not getting like massive mail, which I don't.
No,
I don't know what it looks like yet to fully be operating, because you get paid like $300 per package.
We know you need to make your own route.
And you get to make your own route.
Lockbox funding. It's called a lockbox funding. So that's why you get paid.
Okay, so that's where the lockbox come in. I knew there was something to do with the lockbox, but I wasn't sure if it was like the bank.
No, because the banks has a PO box, but theirs is set up just like that's why I said everybody get on Starseed process and get set up.
I
Get
have to
set up.
post manual book.
When you get off this call tonight, go to the process, go to the step that she give you, and complete the process. Get the account. Once you get that account and you get set up with that PO box, you're now registered to do lockbox funding. Transfer your remittance. Let the post office take care of it.
Starseed, I have the post office manual book from 1936.
Ooh, you should send that. Are you in the Telegram?
Not yet.
I'll put it in the chat. I did, however, make it private because there are just a lot of it's a lot of people just not with good intent, and I don't want that in this group. I mean,
yeah, and that's
whenever you get people like just saying stupid stuff and putting stuff in the group that's not even
relevant,
what y'all are learning, yeah,
or even right. You know,
I'll let you DM me it if that's more applicable to the situation.
Yeah, I'll send it to you though. Okay. Message me because I'm really bad at catching up with messages.
Hey, Star.
Yes.
Lena, sorry. And everybody, Lena, Leah, Gray Man, Star. I got the Star number already. Jennifer, everybody that's on the call, just send me your Telegram, and That I could get on one-on-one with you.
All
But
right, cool.
Cool. Thank you so much.
yeah.
Well, I'm first though because I was.
Yeah, no, yeah, because I
Of
definitely
course,
have some.
Elena. Of course.
I definitely have some stuff that I
You
gotta
than me. I'm
go
just
over.
kidding.
Hey, Big Wayne, I have something kind of cool that's, I didn't use my passport to open up my mailbox, just so you know. I use my international driver's license, and I use that, what is that form that everybody's trying to do, the FOIA request to the, oh my Lord.
I got you beat.
UCIS, I think it was, for the I'm not a citizen kind of thing.
Yes.
And they took that number and put that in there and let me go. So there's nothing with my name on it, just the trust name.
Now you're operating international.
It's great.
So get the international passport.
Yeah, the worldwide one's pretty good, and you can also get the maroon one, the diplomatic for the.
I wouldn't get the diplomatic. Stay
How
away
do I
from
get my passport without a license?
a driver.
Without a photo ID?
Oh, so good question. I was waiting for this question because a lot of people talk about status, but it is easy. Oh my God, I was waiting for this question. So the passport tells you the things you could use to get your passport. You can use a family Bible, a statement of declaration with your face on it, your name, your age, your date of birth, your blood type. You create your ID. Patrick Devine even do one as an example for everybody to see.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's
That's
good.
why the ID that I used to get my PO box worked. I took a picture of my ID because I don't have mine. I lost it.
And who is greater than the post office?
Nobody.
Well, I am.
Well, yeah, the person, but yeah, that's God. God, you,
Yeah.
Master.
But no, I put my fingerprint or my thumbprint in red on the print of it and signed it.
Yes, and they literally give you these steps. It's literally in their thing, and people like, oh, but I have to use this, I have to use that. No, you don't. Everything is voluntary.
I just wasn't sure if it was going to be different to get the passport since it's.
No, they can't force you to use these things.
I use my injunction for the passport.
So I can be whoever I want?
You can use your trust with a picture on it, and you can get a passport with your trust name on it too. Just so you know.
I would do that.
Yeah, you can. It's just a business. Just because it has your face on it, that makes you a Costco employee. That's all it is.
That just makes you an employee of the trust, and the trust wants a passport for you to go do business internationally.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah, just remember your socials are a business. You can do your trust name and put your freaking mug on there, and you're good to go.
I might have to opt off because I don't want to say stuff that's gonna flag me tomorrow, and I get a email.
Okay, this is getting kind of deep.
It's all right. We got him too excited, too late.
I know, man. I've had too much caffeine today.
It's his picture. He got his
But yeah, you could use a family Bible. I would everybody get a family Bible and do an affidavit, because an affidavit of declaration is a strong thing. So now with that, you would put your picture on there, and everything that's on your ID, you would put the same thing that's on your ID, your blood, and then you put your blood type. And then get a picture form and bring that down there as identification.
And your blood type has a lot to do with the way your demeanor is. If you look that shit up too,
right?
You'll know what your health is. You'll know what all kinds of stuff if you do the research on your blood.
Right. So once you put your blood, I'm literally giving y'all the secret. Once you put your blood type on that piece of paper, it tells who you are. Because they could just look it up because they have it already.
You just created an ID.
Literally, a real identification.
Not the real ID like the driver's license, but
no, a real
They even
ID.
stole that term too. Can you believe that shit?
They did. They stole so much. I mean, whenever everybody else gets through this process and you see where all these things that we've been hearing about for years, how it's all just been kind of twisted to where we wouldn't actually find the truth once you really start digging in. And I'm talking about all of it. It just makes so much sense. They have tricked us again.
Did everybody catch what I said about putting your trust name?
I did. I wrote it down right here.
Yep, I am.
Don't let it fly over your head.
Oh no.
Does that work?
Nice
Does it work
pun
with
there.
vampire
Fly
blood?
over your head.
One more time, Big Wayne. One more time for the homies. Pour a little bit of that 40 out for me, man. One more time, please, sir.
The trust is the one who owns your property. So now, because the trust owns your property, you're gonna get a passport under the trust name. And we said it on the call. You're gonna get a trust name that is a Latin trust name.
I have it.
And once you get a trust name as a family trust, as a Latin trust name, you're gonna go to the post office or the court, and I would go to the court if it was me. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I would go to the court and do it through the court to get that passport, because the court understand the law. So now, once I get that family Bible with that declaration of identification under affidavit through the trust name, go to the court with my explanatory statement, letting them know my intent and what I'm intended to do. Get a certified copy when they take it. I have legal right to that passport.
I had a question real quick. A family Bible, if we don't have one, I have a child's Bible that my great grandmother gave me in 1976 or 78. Can I use that as my family Bible? Because it has a date on it. It's been inscribed to me since back then. Even though it's a child's Bible.
Usually a child's Bible is a family Bible. They give it to Charles for as a that's a true registration of birth.
Okay. And it has my inscription, my date of birth, everything in it. I believe.
Yeah, because you're now coming up under the church.
That's the most powerful document you can have too.
Nice.
Everybody needs to get a Geneva Bible too.
I have my mom Bibles from the 70s.
Wow.
Say that kind of Bible again, Geneva?
Yeah, a Geneva Bible.
My Bible is not in English. Does it count? It's in Romanian.
It counts and makes it international.
Yeah, and they can get a translator to read it, so you're good.
Yeah, it's 1970 dated.
Okay, guys, let's go to bed.
Yeah. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your answers and all your sauce.
Yeah, I'm a bookworm. So
You are more than welcome to take over my lives anytime you want.
No, I'm not intended to do that.
No. Believe me when I say please do, because
learned a lot from you.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, you can.
I need 195 people thumbs to tap right now.
I was about to say that. Let's get to 100K before we end the live.
For real.
Yes, let's do that, because this platform is amazing. And I've been hearing stuff I could have got on a lot of other people's platform, but my spirit has to be right. I never do anything without my spirit says go ahead.
What's cool about this group is that we've all had failures. We fell on our face, and we know where we came from, and we know what our paths are, and that we know what failure looks like. And we're not trying to be like we're Billy Badass, trying to say we know everything, we did it all.
Nah,
we're actually coming from. We're humbled. We've got all our layers peeled off of us, and we're ready to go back and kick some ass.
I have creditors. I have debtors told me, "Oh, I know you're correct, but this is how I do it."
I can't get past my screen. I'm sorry. I need a manager.
They give you the total runaround.
Oh, I'll manage anything for you. Let me know.
I appreciate the thumbs.
Yes, let's get them Toms. Let's get them Toms fired up.
Look how quick that number is going up, y'all.
I'm tapping away. Right now.
Yeah, that number is flying.
Finally, some real love.
Oh,
I'm using 2 fingers. My fingers are gonna fall apart here.
Please let us get them Toms. Because when I create a community, when I create my own nation, it's gonna be. I know who I'm putting in there. I'm just writing down names and taking lists.
Star, maybe we should keep this thing low pro with less likes. That way it doesn't hit so many things that we can stay private.
Right? I was thinking about that. As soon as I said it, I was like, but we're already more than halfway there. Let's do it tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too late anyways.
I think once you get to a certain point, that's when you have to move off of TikTok and go to a different platform.
Discord.
Yeah, I'm on Discord. I got a 1-person group, me.
I have my a Google Meets because when I first started like giving these classes, it was so overwhelming, and I think that there's still a couple people. And let me just throw this out there: if there's anybody that has like sent money to me and you have not I have not gotten back to you, please understand that I had over 1,000 people reach out to me at once, and the way that I did it at first, I would just put my Cash App out, so people would just send money and then I would try to schedule them in. So I was never trying to
Not fulfill your end of the bargain.
Huh?
I say you were never trying not to fulfill your end of the bargain.
Right. So if there's anybody that feels like that, or feels like I owe you your money back, or I'll give you your money back. I'm not trying to keep anybody's money. I'm not trying to make anything off this, really. I mean, I asked for a donation because I spend all my days doing this, but
He's gonna have so much money. She's saying.
I'm gonna send you some money tomorrow, Star. I don't have Cash App because they canceled my account because I told them that my trust was taken over, and they only gave me 4 choices: sole proprietor, and I think it was like LLC, corporation, and a DBA.
So why you didn't use your estate number?
They wouldn't let me do it.
What?
They said you need to. They found what I was trying to do, and I said I'm not accepting. You're not filing any tax forms on my behalf. I talked to them in the chat, and they said we can't process. You need to go to Square, our other company.
Wow.
And I said my account's a 508c1a. Everything you send me is untaxable to begin with. I mean, it's.
Oh, you no. You.
Hold on, don't come up in here talking like that, because I didn't steal from anybody. First off, I did not ask anybody for any specific amount, and I just said if you feel that way, to come to me, and I would gladly fix it. I am not trying to get anyone.
See, that's the type of stuff she just said.
Hey, I can't take negativity, and I once I see negativity, I'm gonna disappear again.
Yeah, no, we can't. I mean, you just gotta. Communication is key. That happens in marriage, relationships, family. You got to communicate. You just can't say somebody stole from you if you don't contact the person. That makes no sense.
You gotta weed out.
Communication is key,
especially after you just put out a public statement. Like, come on now, bro.
Message me in private. No.
Who did that? I'm sorry. Well, yeah, you need. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say
I haven't blocked anybody. I have not blocked a single person.
Oh my God.
I could show you my entire
You know what, Star? You might have a Xerox account that's been doing stuff behind your back,
like a little
that
bot
could
or
be.
something.
And
But I do know. That there were people. There was a lot of people at first that did send money in, and I mean, y'all don't understand. Whenever I first did that, I was literally spending over 12 hours a day talking on the phone, talking to people one-on-one, working with them. Like, I don't I was trying to fulfill my end of all the, but it was too much, and that's why I did get the Google Meets.
Wait till you get your post office stuff going and you'll be able to have some flow coming in. You'll be able to have somebody do the work for you. And
You know,
take all the input.
Star. You know, Star. What you need to do? Just make a video class, just one video class.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
And just send it out to whoever send you any gift.
That's exactly what I'm working on right now, is to get the classes where, because also I'm not good whenever like it's just on me to do all the talking. So I start stumbling over my words. I forget what I'm talking about. Like mid sentence, I'm about to say something great, and then I'm like, oh, what was I saying? So yeah, it'll be great to just have it all pre-recorded. And that's what I've been working on, and I've been getting the notes, and I've been giving anybody that asks me a question, I try to answer it no matter what. Like,
is anybody on this call is good with podcasts and good with talking? Get with Star, and she will go over how she's gonna contract with you to do the talking for her.
Right. And if you don't have anything positive to say, Star's not for you, because she's only here for positivity.
And Star, do you have Zelle or what do you call it? What's the other one? Oh,
I have a link in my bio where you can do donations. It's through the Google Meets and stuff. I've set it up to where you just, you can do a donation of what, like you can do $1 and get the class. But I did want to keep it at.
Oh, I just want to give you money. I don't want the class. You already doing that.
I didn't figure you did. But.
No, I would love the class, but I don't need you to do extra work on my behalf. I would just give you money because I just want to help you out.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's not a charity thing. I think you're doing great work, and it's just
he's
kind of like
doing
a tip,
work.
like a tip,
He works hard. He studies hard.
Gratuity.
She clear up the postal. When I saw her post, I went directly to it because she had one piece of document that I actually needed and I was getting towards, and it cleared up everything for me. So I know she's doing great work.
Just like these squares on this thing were all pieces to this puzzle to make a beautiful picture, man. So
right.
Absolutely, because there's been people that going through the. I mean, obviously, y'all coming in here, y'all done sparked up so much where it's like, okay. Yes, we'll all get together one day and have a drink on the beach soon.
Yeah.
I don't drink, but I mean, I'll have like some
I don't drink
and some natural tobacco.
Just high on life together,
Yeah.
you can do like a Topo Chico with like lime and salt or some tahini on it, and you'll be drinking like that.
He needs some flavor. That's what he
Devil's
needs.
lettuce? Are you talking about the devil's lettuce?
Who, me?
I played
No, I thought. Okay, sorry.
Starseed might have been, but
Never heard of it.
he was talking about it.
Never heard of.
Oh, the devil's lettuce. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
I played the fifth.
Anyways, it is bedtime.
Thank you guys for the follow as well. I will follow whoever I can because I'm a very busy person. I have a newborn, so
congratulations, brother.
Yeah, so thank you everyone, thank you. But I will get back to whoever will send me their telegram, and whatever question you ask, I will answer you. You might not see me answer when you want me to, but I will answer you.
Patience is a virtue.
Wayne, I messaged you, and I just gave you my cell number because I don't message very often nicely on TikTok.
Okay, I'm a cell person too. So.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't want to give my phone number out there too.
And Leah, I finally found you. I had all your fucking ghost accounts, your Xerox accounts with like dots and ones and eyes and shit. And I finally friended you right now. I fucking found you finally.
I have so many people.
I have a lot of fake accounts though. Like
You got like 10 women.
People are
They follow
obsessed
me.
with her.
They follow me, but I don't follow back because I knew it's not her.
Someone wanted to be here reading yesterday.
Yeah, they'll like message the people and be like, you know, your ancestors reached out to me, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, that's such not etiquette. Like, come on.
That's what happened to
Yeah,
me.
your fake account messaged me and said that, can I read your cards? Can I read your
Oh my
tarot reading? I was
God.
like, sure, but you're not gonna like it.
No, don't ever fall for that. I'll never reach out and tell you that. Like, that's even when I run tarot, like, you don't do that. That's such bad etiquette in the craft.
Yeah.
We should get together one day, Lee, and do like I'll do some runes, or my husband will do some runes and tarot. You do some tarot, and us we'll do some runes.
I love it.
I wish we could teleport. I tell you that.
We
We
can.
can.
I'll tell you
We
that.
can.
I'm talking
We
about
can.
live
Or we
action
can,
right now.
or we can all meet in the astrals.
Yes.
Oh no, I don't want
We can teleport. It's just that we're not
Gotta have the little
tapping
frequency.
into the
Frequency.
The ethers.
no, it's inside of you. It's your electrons. It's a part of your electrons that you're not tapping into.
The pineal gland.
Correct.
It's something to do with your blood. So it makes you calm. So when you have a newborn, it flows through the newborn stronger than when you're older. So that's why they're doing so much child traffic, because they steal that from the newborn to live longer.
You're talking about the
Which would be the
Placenta.
fourth state of matter, plasma.
No, it's called adrenochrome.
I know what we're talking about, but we're
Yeah.
gonna go with the fourth state of matter and keep this one not cut.
Okay, yeah. I ain't gonna go into it.
Let's not go dark.
Yeah. But everybody, if you really want to astral project, you can.
I like you, Wayne.
The military was doing that for years.
The program.
Hey Lee, I used to follow you on the other account that disappeared.
I know, it got banned.
So I'm like, where is she? And I search and I got so many fake accounts follow me, and I refuse to follow back until tonight.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, it's like,
just please don't ever. I will never ask for money. I will never ask for money, and I don't teach classes. Like, if Starseed wants me to write out something, I can do that. But like, I don't know. I just can't. So if anybody ever asks you, hey, do you have classes? Let me send you. I can't. I just don't feel like that's my cup of tea.
Well, cool. Well, everybody, signing out. Let's get some rest.
It was
beautiful. Night, guys.
You guys have a good night. Have a good
I had
night.
a great experience, and I appreciate all of you all for being on here and accepting me, and especially Star. Thank you.
Thank you,
Me
guys.
too.
Thank you. Good night.
Oh yeah,
John
thank you.
Boy.
You brought me on today. It reminded me. Thank you.
You know it, brother.
All right, y'all take it easy.
Have a good night, everybody.